The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunset City, a Sonic podcast for the classic and modern age. I'm your host, Trey. And over here to my, right, is our Channel Pup, looking very, very realistic today.
Hello, beautiful.
He's literally always looked like that. What are you talking about?
Okay, you got a point. All right. And over here we have Suris. Introduce yourself.
I literally hate every single ounce of technology I have ever come in contact with.
And over at the end over there, who has died and revived 3 days later, is our boy Wayne.
I've been to the gates of hell, and they were nicer than this place.
Perfect. All right. And we have two guests today. We have the creators of Sonic and Tails R. Emmy, introduce yourself.
I'm Emi Jones, and I do music in Sonic and Tails R.
Perfect. And Dorian as well.
Hello, I'm Dorian Nelson. I am the producer and writer of Sonic and Tails R.
Perfect. So let's get this started. I'm going to actually look on the chat at YouTube because I don't have that pulled up right now.
Wow. Thanks, Trey. You've been doing this show with us for months, and you still don't know how to bring up a live chat.
Trey, crying out
So many
loud.
technical difficulties.
So
Every week with this, Trey, I swear. Trey.
So we do have a super chat, though. The first one from Jamal, which is always wonderful. B Theory Forever with Trey X Sally Acorn.
Akron, thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, Trey, you getting some chipmunk action there, buddy. As usual,
boy.
of course.
Yeah, always. I'm known for that now. I made a whole video about it.
A chipmunk, if it were. God, that was a great gag that you made, Trey. Love it.
Oh, yeah, awesome. Okay, so I think we should address the guests in the room. So, Emmy, Dorian, how'd y'all create Sonic and Tails R? How'd that come to be?
Do you want to? Should I or?
Yeah, take it.
Okay, all right. Well, okay. There was a period where Emmy was looking to do something new with her channel. Just something that was that could come out like as like a just video after video after video, like an ongoing something. So I suggested that she try a radio drama since she really likes since everything that she does is audio, like with music and things of that nature. Done a couple of voice things with our Sonic Ryan Drummond in the show. And I believe with the sometimes even with those charity streams that we used to do way back in the day. So basically after that, she really liked the idea, so we started brainstorming on what would happen in the show. Then I went off to do a treatment for it, and we kind of came back and just kind of ironed all that stuff out. We sent it to Ryan. He was really into it, and then after that it was just kind of full speed ahead at that point, really. We started to get scripts written really quickly. We started casting everybody like immediately and started just making stuff for it to come out. So like probably up until like the thing came out, we were just working on it nonstop for how many months was that? Because we started getting that together in like what, April? Before June?
Yeah, it was way before June. Yeah, it was like March or April, I think, when we got started.
Yeah. So there was a lot of prepping for that. So like a lot of it was just even on the spot. I think the pilot was made in GarageBand. It wasn't even in Premiere, but we're doing it now.
Heard that.
Very scuffed.
Yeah. By the way, I did notice my mic was a little muffed, so I took it off of my charger that I had, and I think I should be a little bit more clear now.
Oh my gosh, you sound so much better now.
Okay,
He
cool.
said muffed.
Hey, welcome to Sunset City. Podcast. Anyways, but that's cool and everything that y'all. Was the story kind of like written as y'all went along, or has this kind of been something that y'all have kind of had for a little bit, like the idea of it? Like,
That's a great question. We actually had the whole story figured out before episode 1 came out at all. Like, for us, we think it's really important to have all of the details ironed out before you even get started with your show.
Right.
I respected a lot of shows that do that sort of thing. So yeah, we had the whole concept of, the Chaos Emeralds breaking and what that means when it comes to bringing them back together. Every single detail, every episode, we had the synopsis down before we even released episode 1.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Because
So
I know
Dev-
like a lot of people. Oh, you go first, Suris. My
I was
bad.
gonna say so definitely the opposite of things like Dragon Ball, where Akira Toriyama's just like, all right, I'm gonna make it up as I go, and cool shit will happen.
Yeah, as
Yeah,
well as
like
like Kingdom
yeah.
Hearts and stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
At
Yeah,
the time
yeah.
of kind of workshopping the idea in its like its early stages, was it always the intention to get like the legacy players of like Sonic's voice acting history, or was it maybe going to be one of those things where you'd consider, I don't know, just getting like YouTube people and stuff initially?
That's a really cool question. Oh, sorry. You want to get it, Ryan?
Sure. I mean, I think it was sorry about that. I think it was both because like well like we're friends with Ryan, and so we were developing the show. We had Ryan in mind to be Sonic, and then kind of as we were casting, because Emmy was in charge of casting, so as things were kind of getting together and everything, it just kind of organically happened that way. And just with people we know, people she's met, like even over like the charity stream and stuff we would do, like when we met Pete Capella, who was the voice of Silver in episode 4, it just kind of naturally happened that way as we started going on.
Yeah, it kind of just sort of kept expanding, not really with that intention, but I guess once you look at all 8 episodes, it would be easy for people to think that that was sort of like the entire intention.
Yeah, because I remember like watching like the early episodes and thinking they got a great cast here. Like between Ryan and Mike and you, Emmy, I was just like, this is a great cast. And then suddenly we started seeing Pete Capella, we started seeing Jason Griffith returning as Shadow, and it was just ballooning. I was like, all the
It's like there's so many people we love just here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it just so happened to be a thing where, well, I guess with Eggman, but we can start with that. So we had started off like another thing when it came to the conceptualization of Sonic and Tails R was that me and Ryan had always wanted to do a project as Sonic and Tails together. So that's how it started. And then we realized, oh, well, we need an Eggman. And Ryan's like, oh, I'm gonna go ask Mike to do it. And I'm like, what? No, we can't get Mike. That can't be right. And Ryan came back like, okay, yeah, he wants to do it. There's obviously a lot more stuff behind the scenes that we can't go into about Mike because obviously he does voice Eggman currently. But
Yeah.
every episode it was like, okay, well, we want this character. Yeah, let me text so and see if they want in.
wow.
Yeah. Was
So
it
how
kind of one of
did
those
you,
things?
It
Oh,
feels like
sorry.
one of those like everything just falls into place randomly moments. You're just like, I'm just happy it happened.
Pretty
That's pretty
much.
much yeah.
See,
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
So I was going to ask, well, like you and Ryan then like friends prior to this experience then, because it sounds like you have like a little history.
Yeah. We've been friends for about 6.5 years now.
How?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like, and I've me myself. Let's see. I met Ryan officially in like what year was that? I mean, was that 2019?
Yeah, I think you met him in 2019 for Sonic Revolution.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I because like that was the first time meeting him in person. The first time I got to talk to him was when we did a charity stream for Sonic, and I think that was 2016.
I think it was
Was that 15?
2017.
It was 17. Okay.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. You know what? It was 17. That's right. Yep. It was.
So
Yeah.
in order to get like Mike Pollock, who's obviously still a current part of the cast, did you have to get like clearance from like Sega or?
Yes. Yes, we
Okay.
did.
It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I would.
Yeah, we don't want to go into
Yeah.
too many details, but
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
we
they-
did have to get approval from Sega.
And that's fine. You had already said that there were a lot of behind the scene details. We don't have to worry about all of that. The fact,
yeah.
the mere fact that it happened and that we're able to have Sonic and Tails are not just with good voice actors, but also with a star-studded cast on top of everybody being great at their jobs is astounding as it is already.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hear
We
the
really
music's
appreciate
fantastic.
that. Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Like Emmy actually it was Emmy suggested we have like an original music for this, and so we got a really good friend of ours, Evelyn, to do the music for the show, and her stuff is really great, and amongst other people we have too, like Trey even does music for it as well. Yeah, it's just an awesome group of people to be making stuff with.
It's been an honor from my perspective as well. It's been really fun. Just, I don't know, I feel dwarfed sometimes, but I'm glad that I'm able to bring something to the table, and I'm just excited for the future of it. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, man! Like that work you did on episode 6 alone, like just oh my god! I remember when you would send me so. No, wait, because I think you would send stuff to Emmy, then Emmy would send me like just like, "Oh, Trey sent me this." I'm like, "Oh my god, it's great!" It just...
I appreciate it.
Are we talking about all around? Because like that is incredible. And...
all around was pretty much like I did guitar and drums for that. And how that happened is that Dorian sent me kind of like a scratch track of what the song could sound like. So I just played over that with what I got, and I just sent that to him. And then he basically made the entire arrangement around, I guess you could call the samples that I sent him with my own stuff. So yeah, that was pretty much in terms of arrangement and everything was all Dorian, but I did do the drums and guitar for that.
Yeah, and Evelyn did the bass, and I think she mixed it too. Because I remember when I tried mixing it, it sounded like, yeah,
it's a damn good song though. It sounds like something out of like the Sonic Adventure era. Like it sounds like the rest of the show. It feels very, very official. Like
thanks.
Yeah, because I even noticed like in the background, you actually had like the sound clip of the up and down and all around like from the Sonic. Yeah, I was geeking out pretty hard with that.
Nice. Yeah, I was able to find that and mix it in. So like so like with that one, like the idea was that since Sonic and Shadow are going to be running through a city and things like that, I was like, well, this really reminds me of Sonic CD when you had Metal and Sonic running around Stardust Speedway. So I thought that that sort of adding a cool reference to that, sort of also kind of showing the partnership between the two characters, just kind of having a bit of a fun time with them versus the gun soldiers will be a cool bit.
Well, I wanted to say, like, I definitely appreciated just the characterization of Shadow, where he's I don't want to get too deep down the rabbit hole there, but he's a little closer to just kind of how I remembered him. And
he was very 06, and I liked the kind of 06, like, I am your commander Shadow.
Oh yeah, that was actually like the entire point. That's a big part of Sonic and Tails are for us is getting to bring the characterizations that we personally thought were the most fitting for the character back to life. And Shadow was a huge, undertaking for us because we love old Shadow, especially like 06 and like SC2. So we kept that in mind the entire time.
Oh, yep. I was incredibly attracted to Shadow in that episode.
Also,
don't worry, everybody was.
I somehow managed to fix our. So it's gonna have to be fixed again when Dorian leaves. But I somehow managed to fix our reactive images, so everybody.
So it was the reactive images thing that was down, and it wasn't my fault.
Yeah,
brilliant.
It
okay,
just suddenly
guys,
started working.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
No, it's my fault. Last time I was here, the entire thing went down. We had to use MS Paint.
We had to put you in a jar.
Exactly.
Last time you were here, you mean last week?
Yeah, true.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that is true.
Can I also just say, I don't know, like, how much of this is down to how good, like, how the dialogue is written or the direction or anything, but I think these returning actors are turning in some of the absolute best performances we've heard them do. Like, the performances, like Jason Griffith, Ryan Drummond, and everyone, they've aged like a fine wine. It's so good to have them back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, like Amy and I split up the direction for stuff. So let's see. So I believe it's like Amy and I directed Ryan for episode 1, but then so basically she works with Ryan in voice direction, and when we have guests, we take them on together, I believe. Let's see, because we were together with because we were together with Pete, we were together with Jason. Let's see. So for me, I took Kirsten, who just did our to call in this episode that just passed today, and I also handled Mike too with voice direction.
Yeah, and so far it seems like, I mean, besides Emmy, that Kirsten has been the only, I guess, like non-official voice or non-legacy voice in the series so far. But she did phenomenal. She did actually great.
Yeah. When we actually had talked about to call, I think we knew pretty early on that we wanted to bring in an original voice. For two reasons. One, the legacy actors for Call are not really around, and like they're not really like they don't have like an online presence or anything, so there wouldn't have been a way
It's
to.
not like you can just grab them for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted to again bring on people that we already had like a friendship or acquaintanceship with, so we didn't really feel comfortable just reaching out to random strangers, and being like, "Hey, come on my show."
Right,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah, that makes
And
complete sense.
on top of that, we also thought, you know what? No, this is like the perfect opportunity to call. Doesn't show up on a whole lot of stuff, so this is our chance to, do what we think would be really fitting for like a modern to call.
Just kind of make to call your own at that point, because
Mhm.
I'm gonna be, I don't want to spoil for anybody who hasn't seen the episode yet. I really like what was done with Tikal in the episode, because it was pretty much true to how Tikal worked in Sonic Adventure, very much as a guide. Again, I don't want to spoil anything, but utilizing Tikal as a guide again just makes sense for what you guys were doing.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
It's
Yeah.
like as
Thank you.
somebody who like I latch onto Sonic Adventure 1 pretty hard, and one of my favorite
Yes.
characters or elements was always Tikal, because she added this mysticism to Sonic that that I've always really adored and always wanted to see more of. And it felt very fitting. It felt it felt incredibly natural, and just kind of like how I'd imagine that character returning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
thanks. Thanks.
Do y'all want to read some of the super chats before we keep going? I don't know if we missed any.
Sure.
That
Oh, yeah,
is
we
a
should
smart
probably do
move,
that.
because we have missed a couple. There's one that's at the very, very start, just after our pal Jamal. We've got that Jordo with $5 says it's a good day to be late to the stream. It sure is, because
Sure
all
is.
We were late to our own stream.
we were all late to the stream.
Yeah.
It is
And-
it is great to be late to Sunset City.
We then have the Chaotic Mercenary, and this is very much aimed at our two lovely guests. I think it's an absolute treat to the Sonic fandom that you've created such a masterpiece, and the fact you got such an all-star cast is a bonus.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
That
Thank
means
you.
so
Really
much.
appreciate that.
And then, have we got anything else? We've got me putting Tom Topics in timeout.
I've heard that.
as
Take
you
that.
do.
It's okay, he's a friend of mine. We've got that Jordan back at it again with another $5, saying Shadow should legit be a gun commanding officer in canon. It's just too perfect.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with that, because one of my I'm just gonna say this right now. I didn't hate Shadow the Hedgehog as a game. Like
Mhm.
do I want to play through it again right now? No, absolutely not. Not the 11 times that game wants me to go through it to get the true ending. But did I hate its story? No. And one of the things that I liked about it is that you get to see a lot of the Shadow and Gun conflict specifically in that game. So when you get to
Mhm.
06, and the first thing you see about Shadow in 06 is that he's taking orders from Gun, given his character arc where he's just like, no, I'm getting rid of my past. This is literally not healthy for me. Seeing him do that in 06 makes sense, and I would love to see him just climb up those ranks. Most importantly, I would want to see in canon, I would want to see Shadow and the, I don't remember the guy's name, but the gun commander with heterochromia from Shadow the Hedgehog. I would like to see them in equal, like both having equal power at a station, stationed in the exact same place. And I just want to see the interpersonal drama between the two of them.
That'd be funny. That'd be great, actually.
It'd be like an episode of The Office featuring Shadow the Hedgehog.
That'll be in the that'll be in the comic book epilogue.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's like it's so like when writing that part, I knew that there needed to be Shadow needed to have some kind of like authority over some of those characters in some capacity. I think that script was written like what 9 times, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, because
I was
like
very picky.
yeah, and it was like just trying to make sure that like because I remember we got one that passed where like I think Shadow just kind of reprimands them for doing that, but I was just kind of like, okay, I don't think that's not much of an impact, because it doesn't really cover all of the bases of Shadow being involved with Gun. So I was just kind of thinking that, well, Shadow's kind of unstoppable. So like the idea that, you know, he couldn't like climb the ranks to eventually become like a high official within that organization, like the idea of that not happening just seemed kind of silly to me. So that's why I thought that would be that'd be a great place to put him, and it also like served as a great gotcha moment at the end where they're just like, it's like you're gonna pay for this, and he's just like, I'm the boss.
Wait until Commanding Officer Shadow hears about this. Commanding Officer who?
No, it was great.
There's a terrible joke just popped in my head, and I'm sorry for everybody. So we all know the line that every single ending of Shadow the Hedgehog ends in, right? So now I'm just thinking the secret 12th ending. I am your gun commander. This is who I am.
I love it.
He just goes up on the building and just shouts it into the moonlight.
Just a whole this is who I am speech for this, because it's just
Oh man.
God damn it! Now I actually have to go back and play through it.
He takes out his gun badge and he's just like, it all starts with this.
A badge containing the ultimate authority.
Your ass is grass as soon as payroll comes out.
I have no time for games. It's time to clock in.
That was awesome. I love that.
I can't believe I'm bringing this up. It just popped in my head. Channel Pup, beautiful.
What up? Stallion.
I don't know why I had to
Darling.
deal with this. So does Emmy and Dorian. Can you explain to them B theory? Might as well get that out of the way.
The thing is, everyone always loves the B theory, but then every time I explain to a guest, it's just what? Okay, so my idea for the in-universe explanation of like why rings exist, and I'm wondering if you two can like canonize this maybe.
No.
Well, think about it. Sonic's always been like an eco warrior, right? And what's like a natural part of any ecosystem? It's bees, right? So the thing I was thinking is Sonic's trying to rescue the ecosystem. What if their ecosystem helps him along? There's got to be a reason why rings are conveniently placed in the direction that he needs to go and give him energy. I like to think that bees like took these rings out of their little bee butts, magic rings, and put them there and put them in the direction of which Sonic needs to go, and they give him energy. I'm not saying they're made of honey, they're made of magic. So basically, rings are made by bees.
Bees are made
by rings.
That would certainly give Charmy a whole new dynamic.
It's not Charmy. No. Him. He's useless. He's not that kind of bee.
So he can't do it. Okay.
They're different bees to Charmy. Like they're small.
Right.
They're like photorealistic bumblebees with their cute little furry bumblebee butts.
Right.
Oh,
wait, didn't you make a connection that Hilltop Zone sounded like?
Yes,
like
the bees were in Hilltop Zone.
They're singing you on your journey. Like I like the idea that there's a force that Sonic does not even know it exists that's just been helping him this entire time, and they're so sweet and they're nice people. They don't talk or anything. They're lovely. You could have a bee garden as well.
Oh, okay. So not a Chow Garden, but a garden of bees.
You can have both.
Okay.
Can I get a bee costume for your Chow?
Yes.
Chow, please. Oh, so I just found out my so the person who does the live 2D art for my avatar, my VTuber avatar, is a huge Sonic fan who's never played Sonic Adventure 2. The Humble Bundle sale happened, and they just picked up Sonic Adventure 2. So I'm just like screaming, "Raise all the Chow!"
Chow, race.
By the way, why is Faceless Pup behind Pup?
What? What are you talking about?
What?
They're the same person. How would this even work?
Okay. I'm completely out of the loop. I'm so sorry. We do have a super chat again from Chaotic Mercenary. A question for Emmy. Do you have any plans, or do you think there's a possibility of you voicing Tails officially in the future? Your Tails voice sounds amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Well, if there were, I wouldn't be able to say anything, but I would love to. It'd be a thing where I would totally want to, but it's not really up to me.
Yeah, it makes sense. Plus NDAs and all that. Makes sense.
NDAs are a thing, but like if it could happen, that would be neat.
That would be very neat.
Absolutely. Yeah, if it could happen, I would be completely down. I would love
I
to
could-
voice Tails. So.
I could legit say best
Yeah.
friend named Tails and do that unironically.
Yeah.
Does that make you
yeah.
Sonic, the permanent member of Sunset City?
I've been here. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
You've
And,
had
and-
many new tales to tell.
What a weird thing to
Ah,
say, Suris.
ah,
And actually, I can like mention this last point, then I gotta go. But I can say though, like I've been friends with Emmy for good lord since what was that 2015?
Mhm.
So it's been about it's creeping on. Well, no, like actually past this summer, it's been 6 years. Just kind of just watching her really grow into her own with Tails, because like we met on a project that I was doing where she was Tails. Like that was the first thing we really did together, and just kind of over the years things has gone on, she's gotten better and better and better each time, just like knocking out do challenges, and because like people can have like really harsh criticisms online, and just being able to muscle through those things and focus on her acting talents has been insane. So by the time we got to episode 7, that was actually, like, real quick funny story about 6. She was like, I was like, okay, here's episode 6. She's like, okay, great. All right, Tails. Okay, he leaves, and
Doesn't come back.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I was like, hey, wait a minute.
right. So I was like, oh, don't worry about it. You're gonna be in episode 7. So I gave her the script for episode 7. You're like, you got me saying like 100 or whatever lines in here, or something like that. Or something like that.
100 plus lines.
I mean,
Well, yeah, because we saved Tails, because like Tails was okay. So like a really big thing we wanted to do for Tails, something that was really like like one of the first decisions we made was that Tails really had to stand as his own character in this one. He can't be hide behind stuff and wanting Sonic to help him all the time.
oh
and
no,
just kinda
Chaos Zero! I have never dealt with
Yeah,
such a threat
Pontiac.
before.
Take some notes, you guys.
So yeah, we really wanted to really wanted to do that for that character. So episode 7 was the big high point of that whole arc for Tails that we started doing, I think, in episode 2. So when she sent in her performances, it was phenomenal. I mean, like when I got back when I was able to, well, not when I got back, when I finished the rough cut and sent it to her with the temp music that we had on top of there, it was great. And that's all like a testament to just how much she's grown throughout the years. Where I remember telling her this after we finished premiering episode 7, like that was seriously like the best performance of Tails, officially or otherwise, ever. Like, I'm not even saying that because we're friends, like just legit, just on acting chops alone. Yeah.
Like, I remember getting the rough cut of the episode because I was working on music for it, and I was like, oh my god, like this is really good.
I think my favorite, so where episode 7 is concerned, I think my favorite thing about that is that it brings back a dynamic that we haven't seen in the games for a while, which is Sonic deals with the big threat of that game, and Tails' rival is actually Eggman. Like, Eggman wants to think his rival's Sonic. Sonic's like, no, I'm dealing with a water god today. You get to deal with my buddy. He's smarter than you.
I've always loved that with like Eggman and Tails as well. Like the idea that they, to be honest, are more the nemesis characters in like the adventure run.
Compared to,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, like it's almost like Tails inherited Dr. Eggman.
What
but
a burden.
Oh yeah, no, Eggman's getting passed around. Like it's he'll be on Charmy's
Get a
video
load
next.
of
Just you
this.
wait. Rabbit. No, yeah, like I like that we because it evokes such a Sonic Adventure 1 feel to it. Like if you look back at the overall story of Sonic Adventure 1, the grand scheme of things, Tails is the hero of that story. That's a Tails game, like as far as I'm concerned.
I completely agree.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, like Tails is the only one who truly succeeds in his goal throughout there. For Gamma to succeed in Adventure 1, he kind of has to, not alive. For Big's entire quest is just a demonstration in how many times can I fail to do the same thing, and Sonic literally fails to save the city. Tails is the only one who succeeds.
I kind of want... There's a part of me that's thinking of that scene from Scott Pilgrim. fighting Lucas Lee, and you just see like Tails squaring up against Eggman, and Knuckles comes up behind him and says, "Hey, ask him how it feels to always get his sloppy seconds."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tails is a really important character in here. It's really great to be able to do an arc with him where he kind of gets the sense of like, okay, well, that experience, especially speaking of Adventure and Adventure 2, like those experiences did teach me that Sonic probably won't be around forever, so I should probably get myself together. And it's been great to kind of have an arc where he learns that that it's okay to allow people to help him. Like, yeah, you can shoulder these responsibilities and take care of things, but you're not weak if you're asking for help or you need people to help you. It's kind of like what happened in episode 7, where he successfully fights back against Eggman, but then Sonic kind of comes in and deals the final blow. Yeah.
There's something you said there that I've latched onto. Is you said Sonic is not gonna be around forever. Sonic dead? Sonic the Tails are episode 9. Sonic dead?
No, that was the end of episode 7. Actually, Trey died as well in that episode. It was very tragic.
Everyone died. The whole everyone did. The whole cast.
But then he got revived. Yeah, it's true.
Wait, no, Sonic, Mephiles is behind you. Oh god, he's got AirPods in.
He's got AirPods in. Oh no, he can't hear us. Well, sweet. I know Dorian has to go. Do any of y'all have any more questions for Dorian before he sends off?
Yes. Any last ones? Yes. Of course.
Yay! Oh my god, this is the best day ever.
Of course.
Someone said, what does the R in the name mean? I think I know the answer to this. But...
R-rated, right?
No. Means radio.
Yeah, it definitely means radio. In fact, fun fact, another working title was actually going to be Sonic and Tails Radio Future or something like that, but that was this could be too much.
I was like, let's make this a little bit more simple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we sent it to Ryan too. He was like, yeah, no, Sonic and Tails are fine.
Sonic and Tails are Radio Future, 358 days over 2.
It just starts with Tails like picking up graffiti.
Perfect. Yeah, a lot of people were drawing some Jet Set Radio parallels to the All Around song, and I was actually really happy about that because that was kind of like what I was going for with the drums, making them kind of sound like kind of raw and industrial almost. And Jet Set Radio with the samples that Hideki Naganuma does just makes it sound that way, like old school, like hip hop kind of vibe. It was really nice.
100%, like it has that sort of concrete jungle kind of vibe. Suris, will you leave that faceless pup alone?
What am I supposed
Stop
to
moving him around.
He suffered enough already.
He's just looking at Wayne.
He's just trying to find the bathroom. That's all it is. Just put him off screen. Yeah.
We do have a super chat from Chaotic Mercenary sending $2. Said, how did you come up with the story for Sonic and Tails are?
I think we already answered this a little bit before.
A
little bit.
Okay, we can go a little bit. Yeah, let me go into it a little bit more. So another thing that Dorian and I had worked on was this project called Project Dream, and we were basically just making we're just conceptualizing a Sonic game just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that, we came up with just places and locations. We weren't working on the story yet. We were working on what needs to be in the game, what locations are there. And one of the locations winds up being this place called Chaos Caverns. And when I was living in Ohio, I dealt with a lot of anxiety. I couldn't go to sleep at night without putting on music. And while I was working on the story for this other project, I came across this one piano piece, and all I could keep thinking about was Sonic and Tails looking up at this bright white emerald in a dark cave, the Chaos Caverns, which winds up being in episode 2. And so when me and Dorian were working on the story, I remember talking to Dorian and being like, I just feel like there needs to be something so important with these emeralds. Like, we got to do something with the emeralds. It has to be really important, and we want this cave scene to like remind people about how important it is to like instill hope in somebody else, and like how the Chaos Emeralds are full of so much hope and light, and that's where Dorian kind of expanded on that with, okay, well, let's break them. And this scene is, this Chaos Emerald coming back together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That was
a great
that was
scene.
actually one of the. Yeah.
I really liked the dynamic with Sonic and Knuckles when Sonic was just like, okay, we've got these broken emeralds now. Who's got experience with that? Oh, well, Knuckles has done this a few too many times. Hey, Knuckles, how do you do it? I don't know. Just smash them together or something, Sonic. Just get off my island, please.
Yeah, I do like how, because I love Knuckles. Knuckles is one of my first favorite characters, but I am glad that y'all kind of, what is it? Y'all kind of established his role as the guardian of the Emerald. I feel like in a lot of the later games, like that whole characteristic of Knuckles is just thrown to the wayside, where he's not even a guardian anymore. So I am glad.
He just exists.
Yeah, he's just there. It's like he has like a shield around his shrine, I guess. I don't know. In the later games, but
he's a general.
Yeah.
That's why they call it war. I'm gonna be honest. I really hope that the games at some point establish that like General or someone just like takes up the guardian duty while Knuckles is away. General just goes there with Cream and is like, "We're gonna go on the island today. This is a vacation. That is all it is. Do not harm the rabbits."
Yeah, because I remember, because I was like one of the first people that got to hear the first episode of Sonic and Tails before it aired, and of course I loved like the performances and everything. Everything sounded perfect, and I was like, in my head, I don't think I even said this to Emmy, but I was like, thank you for establishing Knuckles as a guardian. Like that's like the one thing I really enjoyed about that episode. Well, not the only thing, but one of the main things where it's just like, thank you for making it like consistent with like what he's supposed to be, pretty much. So.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, like that was always when dealing with Knuckles. Whenever I do something for him writing wise, like that's always a big point I always like to make. So it's just, like, unfortunately that means he can't go on certain adventures or do that kind of thing or whatever. Right. But it's just like it just kind of goes staying true to the character in terms of like this is his job. Like if I don't guard this thing, the world might die. So
yes,
it's
exactly.
important.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, with that, guys, I actually need to get going. Thanks so much for inviting me to come on after the episode. It's so great to be a part of things like this and actually work on the show with some truly amazing people. We got 2 episodes left. Episode 9 is going to be absolutely insane. Y'all are going to love it.
I'm excited, but
it's going to be super
great. Yeah, I appreciate there.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for coming on the show, Dorian.
All right. Oh, no problem, guys. Thanks for having me.
Bye, Dorian.
Hey, thanks.
Talk to you
Have
later,
a good
bro.
one.
Take it easy, man.
Later, guys.
Later.
We do
The
have.
stream's gonna get all funny looking now, isn't it? Because it's
Nope.
I
fixed it
Let's
beforehand.
go!
So we've got super chats. We've got Super Static Pro says, I will say it was a surprise to see David Humphrey voice Knuckles, but a welcome surprise. I like that voice for Knuckles.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, well, we actually for episode 1 on our script, we actually had Scott Dreyer originally as our Knuckles. That being said, just because of pandemic stuff, life was kind of hectic. Unfortunately, Scott couldn't finish the lines. He was having mic troubles, and it was nothing that he knew how to fix. He doesn't really know. Like, he normally records in a studio, so he didn't know how to fix the mic issues from home.
Oh, yeah.
And so David, who is a good friend of Scott and Ryan, actually offered up filling in for him for Knuckles. And we thought, well, he already sounds so much like the both of them. So yeah, I think this would be perfectly fine. And it'd be kind of cool to see what David could bring to the character. And we think it wound up being like a really cool fit.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure.
You did great. It worked really well. We've also got Chow Mix in here with the illegal question. This is the Sonic fan question that you're probably
Oh,
under oath
boy.
not to answer. But hey, we'll ask it anyway, and then you can always just say, "I can't answer that. You
No
suck,
worries.
Chow Mix." No, but so he asks anything from the meta era writing that you try to avoid when writing for Sonic and Tails are.
All of it.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. But I like
I'm
it.
gonna be honest, like
Perfect.
pretty much all of it, like all of the characterization. We try to steer away from even just references from the meta era.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
try to, maybe something has slipped through the cracks at this point, but yeah, we try to almost write it as if the meta era wasn't a thing. Now, I will say that the one thing that we have kept in mind when we were talking about Tales is that we were hoping that this story could provide a bridge, if that makes any sense. We recognize that for the longest time now, Tails has been a chicken, and we wanted to show everybody, hey, there are still reservations. That's why all of this is happening. But we're going to provide that bridge. That way, there are no more excuses for Tails to act like this. If that
Yeah,
makes any sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't
So
want
he's gonna
you,
get serious PTSD, which
you
progresses
don't
into
want
a
to have
state
a
of
Metroid Other M
constant-
Tails.
constant fear.
Yeah, basically.
Pulling Archie Charmy on him.
Pretty
Oh,
much.
no.
That is so
No,
funny.
so-
I'm sorry. I kind of expected that to be the answer, but I still was unexpected just because of. Well, here's the thing, and I think I'm fair in saying this. For Sonic and Tails R, and I think any fan projects, we're not trying to effectively replace anything official. It's just an alternative to those who are wanting, I guess, like a different story that's more akin to their preferred era for sure. Like for us, I feel like I said it best 2 episodes ago that it's kind of down to like a science at this point where we've grown up with these games and we know these characters and we know what kind of stories we want. And now, since the fans have kind of grown up and have these talents, we're able to do that and fulfill that. So it's very honoring.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, when I looked at it, I kind of thought like it's very much a tribute to the sort of the shonen era of like Sonic storytelling.
Exactly.
So like any like thoughts and opinions on the meta era side, I kind of considered like, you know, it's a consistently Sonic adventure through to I guess 2006 inspired story. Maybe go as
Yeah.
far as Unleashed. I don't know.
I
But,
think
Twisted.
there was one like gag about the werehog.
Yep. Yeah, how we have always looked at it is Sonic Adventure to Sonic and the Black Knight. And then after that, starting with colors, all of that, we're not going to acknowledge that. We're not going to talk about that. Again, that's not because I dislike any of those games. I'll keep my opinion sort of away from here. But we do feel like, this is a very like story driven. I mean, it's an audio based series, so the story is so important, and we think that the story for Sonic characters, it was the strongest from Adventure to Black Knight.
Yeah, the story from the more recent games doesn't translate well without visuals because it's very slapstick almost compared to what we used to get. And while I'm not the biggest fan of the current game stories. In fact, like when I was streaming Sonic Forces, not that we're allowed to talk about that on this channel anymore.
Right.
My
Did
live
you say the F word again?
Yes, I did. My live chat was literally screaming, like when the music was playing in the back, and it was like, when the music was playing during the credits, everybody in my chat was screaming, "You didn't earn this, Sonic Forces! Stop it!" So, like,
It's kind of true though.
it's got like all these grandiose themes that just it does nothing.
It's just never.
With.
It feels very. I don't know. It feels very flat. Like there's a lot going on, right? But like I don't know.
Like I would love to see
is
one very last thing. I would love to see Infinite re-explored in a medium that requires him to be a character and not just the boss in the game.
Yeah, I want to see more of Infinite because I feel like there's a personality to mine out of that. Get Minecraft Steve on that, and then like, something I was going to kind of Sorry, who else is trying to talk? Sorry.
I think Wayne is trying to say something.
Come on,
You
Wayne.
got-
Come on. It's your chance, buddy. Come on.
I hate you so much. I was
Wayne,
gonna
why aren't you
say,
saying something? Come on.
The when you were saying like you wanted Infinite to like actually be a character instead of like the boss, I was not thinking the boss. I was thinking of a bullied elementary school student. But yeah,
I am not weak.
I'm not weak.
God.
The thing I kind of was going to kind of say is like where Sonic and Tails are does kind of have its own identity in terms of how it's written, is that even in the eras of the stories of like Sonic stories that I like and stuff, Sonic Adventure 2, stuff like that, there's a lot of goofiness to those stories. Like, and it's kind of like unintentionally hokey in a lot of areas. Sonic and Tails are definitely irons out some of that. Like it pays a lot of tribute to some of the funnier dialogue, like the whole "it all starts with this," the stuff that's very iconic and synonymous with that run. So it doesn't take its, spirit away or anything like that, but it is a more evenly written kind of approach to it, if you get what I'm saying. Like,
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Yeah, that was definitely one of our goals. So I'm really glad that that's noticed.
it's,
Yeah,
good.
'cause I-
It's how it feels like it's supposed to be. It feels like
Yeah,
this is what they wanted.
Because Sonic's not supposed to be grim dark, but it's also there's always been an air of like sincerity to it, as well as still having some of that goofiness, and it wrapped together makes a full package. And I think that getting that again is great.
Right.
Thank you.
I've always kind of like compared like by the way, is my mic okay? Am I still sounding all right?
Yeah, you sound just like you did for every other episode. You're fine.
That is true.
Wow.
That is very
But-
true. Yeah, I just gotta make sure there's some technical difficulties this time around. But I kind of like compare like, let's say the aesthetic and like follow me here, the aesthetic of the classic games in terms of like overall like spirit with the story of the adventure games, as in like, sure, it's I guess made for kids, but it's not juvenile. It's not
Yeah.
something that's like super kiddie to the point where it's like, oh, flashing colors and everything. Like, see, isn't this so like, whatever, like how like it's not like Wow Wow Wubsy or like Yo Gabba Gabba. Like it's actually
I mean, that's
like,
kind of like what you get almost with a adult watching that. You're just like, oh god, Sonic's
Hello?
engaging in
Everybody
eco.
what has just happened?
Did everything
Oh
just
my God.
break?
I thought I disconnected and I was like,
I was worried too.
No, everything seems to have fixed itself.
Seriously,
Okay.
temporarily
But
died.
anyways,
for
you're
it.
talking
did.
about
I
talking
was just
about
saying,
that
it's like what I want kind of from Sonic is that I want it to be something that like when you're a kid and you're watching it, you're like, oh, this is great, this is wonderful. But if you're an adult
again.
watching it,
The unblinking,
is it
the unblinking one becomes the unspeaking one.
is it really just
wait.
breaking?
Do we need to get a tombstone for Suris? Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
But Suris is the one who's in control of that.
Yeah, I am though. I could just turn on Wayne's and it's mine in spirit. Here we go. There you
So
go, Wayne.
Wayne did die while you were
No!
You failed.
But I was gonna say
no!
the thing that I kind of want with Sonic going forward, and the thing that I like getting is, as a kid you watch it, it's neat, it's colorful, but as an adult when you're watching it, you're like, oh god, Sonic's engaging in eco-terrorism.
Well, yeah, it like, and I feel like that's a lot of like,
Hmm.
I feel like that was also a lot of just like, I don't want to call it kids media, but I guess so, like of like the 90s and even 80s, where they actually talked about very real issues, but packaged it in a way that could be like digestible to like, I guess, little kids and everything. And I feel like that kind of mindset could translate forward, not necessarily with the Saturday morning cartoon feel, but just like actually dealing with these serious issues, but doing it in a way that makes sense in the context of like a Sonic story, I guess you could say.
Save the bees.
Save the bees. Bathe the
We have,
whales.
We have a super chat from Chaotic Mercenary for $5 saying,
You've been very generous today. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for the super chats.
if we couldn't have Ryan back as Sonic, and if Roger were to retire from the role, who would you all choose as the new official voice of Sonic?
If we could not have Ryan or Roger.
I think
Yeah.
I'd be okay getting Jason back myself.
Yes.
You know what? I think
Yeah.
we should rule out any existing Sonic voice actor, because I feel like Jason or Urkel are very easy go-tos, or Martin
Or Martin
Burke.
Burke.
Yeah, he's underappreciated. I love
That's
his
fair.
voice.
Yes, guys, hear me out.
Uh-huh.
Nicolas Cage. Okay, now I know that sounds.
Listen here, Eggman.
I'm gonna find you and find the Declaration of Independence.
We're gonna steal the Chaos Emeralds.
Hey, long time no see. God, it sounds awful.
If you're worried about the
Anyways.
Chaos Emeralds, you mean this Chaos Emerald? Because
Okay.
that's what you're worried about. I have one right here.
I
happen to
would
have one
say,
right here.
This is probably the worst
Either-
suggestion anyone's made.
Either Tom Kenny or Michael J. Fox back in his Stuart Little days.
Oh
Bro,
my
okay.
god.
Okay,
You know
you
what's
say
funny? Okay, you know what's funny? I actually, me and Emmy were streaming one time, right? I actually think it was Forces, now that I think about it. Or no, I think it was Sonic Adventure 2. And we actually got this question in that stream. And I said, you know what would be a pick that doesn't seem that logical, but could possibly work? It's probably Tom Kenny because of his Spyro voice. I actually really like
that's
his
that's
Spyro
my
voice.
thought process.
yeah, no, I can see that.
I hate.
The only thing is that you can still hear a hint of SpongeBob in his voice, no matter
You
what
can.
he's doing.
Yeah.
You
That's my
100%
only issue
can.
with
I
it.
mean, if you're going by like Spyro 3, maybe like that's the least SpongeBob-esque he sounded. But like,
Yeah,
isn't it crazy that we both like had the same thought process?
it
it's
is.
like
Yeah,
it's like
true.
we're inappropriate husband brothers.
Can I throw
Exactly.
one out that's
What?
What?
I've chosen to ignore the inappropriate husband brothers on the other side of the table, Wayne. It's safe over here with you, right?
I think so.
Okay, good.
Trey, take me now. What are you
Keep
doing?
dying out of nowhere.
I mean, it's not out of nowhere. It's very deliberately planned. You just don't know it. Determinism
Rude.
is real. But there is one that the more I think about it, the less I hate it. So this person has been a Sonic voice actor before in that he's voiced for the Sonic series, but he hasn't voiced Sonic. And there's a particular reason I want him to try. I would love to hear Dan Green do Sonic. And the reason for that is,
Interesting.
as much as he's got that like deep gruff voice he can do for like Knuckles and Yami-Yugi, he also can do a very convincing like kid and teenager voice because he does Yugi and Yami-Yugi for 4Kids, or he did them both for 4Kids. I wouldn't see a
That's
reason
interesting.
why he wouldn't be able to do a good Sonic, and because he's done characters like Yugi, and he's done them well, like he's not like. When you think to that show, the writing in the 4Kids dub is the problem, not the actual voice actors half the time. So I would love to see a good script handed to Dan Green and him to do Sonic, especially because we have variants of Sonic, like Darkspine Sonic, that I'd like to see more of in the games, that really want to pull from that more angry Sonic that I don't get that a lot from like Roger Craig Smith, and we really haven't gotten that Sonic from a
Right.
lot of people, but we have gotten that characterization from Dan before with other characters. I wouldn't mind seeing that plastered onto a Sonic with his voice.
Well, especially
Yeah.
since we keep going into where the franchise is kind of headed, is we keep getting this more, I don't want to say jaded, it's more of like a mature Sonic where he's kind of growing up and he's becoming a little less reckless and stuff like that. You could probably lean into that a little bit more. I feel like Dan Green could probably do a voice that kind of reflects that without it sounding too.
It wouldn't sound forced.
Yeah, it wouldn't sound forced, but I think that he could pull it off in a way where it doesn't sound like it may as well be a completely different character. You know what I mean? Where it still sounds authentic to Sonic, but it's just him.
Yeah.
I also just realized, isn't Dan Green also the voice of Mephiles? Damn it.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
You mean Memphis, Tennessee?
You mean Satan the Hedgehog.
I actually would like to hear from our guest, Emmy. Who do you have in mind?
Sorry, you had me sipping water. Probably Robbie Damon, actually.
Robbie Damon.
Yeah, he has a very, very youthful voice every time I've heard him. And actually, I wish I could remember the anime that he was in. But he actually was in an anime that Jason just so happened to also be in. So I was listening to it because I wanted to hear Jason. And then I heard Robbie Damon. And I just felt like his really youthful voice could genuinely bring something really, really cool to Sonic. It's, I would say, very similar youth to like Jason Griffith, at the very beginning of Sonic X, and I think that I really miss that type of voice for him, to be honest. Not like young like Ben Schwartz, but like teenager. Like I can
young
hear
enough
as
to where you're
you know.
convinced.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't hear many 15-year-olds like rocking this deep voice and then trying
Friendship,
to act like a dude bro, which is I don't even like that.
I love Roger, I really do, and I like the way that like they write Roger's type of voice into Sonic for like the IDW dub, but I could really do without frat boy Sonic.
I like the idea that Emmy, that you just tuned into this anime, just like friendship ended with Jason. Now Robbie is my very best friend.
Hey, I mean, to be fair, he was using his shadow voice in the anime, so it doesn't count.
Oh, beautiful,
Okay,
beautiful.
okay,
that would have been a
it's
wonderful
just okay. I'm so sorry. But we were talking about the whole like frat boy thing. I'm gonna like, and I think Emmy actually mentioned this as well whenever we were streaming one time. But like, Sonic has never really, like, in my opinion, especially in the Adventure days, had much of like a dude bro characteristic to him, quote unquote.
I can see why they did it.
I was gonna. No, sorry, you go ahead, Bob.
No, that was just all I was gonna say. I could see why they did it.
I can see why they did it too, and the reason being is, I think, especially if we're taking a look at, I think one of the best interpretations we saw of Sonic in the very early days was probably like just through the animations for Sonic CD. And a lot of it was just kind of based off how expressive he was and how much of an attitude that little brat had. And they kind of wanted to take that and I think try to translate it into what was at the time a more modern take on it, where you could still kind of make it endearing with a little 2D Sonic that, so kind of had that cuteness factor, even though he was, he was kind of messing with people and he had that smugness about him and everything. Whereas, you add that dude bro persona to him and it just kind of comes off a little hammy.
I feel like there's a difference between being confident and then being like a dude
arrogant.
bro.
I mean, I'll be honest. Like, I still think like the only way to really judge Roger's Sonic is based on Boom, personally, because that feels like one that's sculpted more around his voice.
It's the only time that it was written with his voice in mind. Like
that's what it feels like anyway. And like the truth is, I don't have a favorite Sonic. I honestly love all of them, including Roger Craig Smith. I think he doesn't get the best writing in the main series games, but I do really respect what he brings to the role. Even if he doesn't, he doesn't sound like a 15-year-old. But to be honest, I get the sense that I don't know if they say it anymore. But I get the sense that they're kind of leaving Sonic's age a little bit ambiguous these days because, like, there's never really.
It was always kind of like that, though. Like,
they did say that he was 15 in like Heroes and stuff, but like since Jason Griffith left, they don't really mention it. As a matter of fact, Infinite said for decades Sonic has beaten Eggman, so the dude's got to be at least 30. Come on,
it's canon. Like, and I'm sorry if I'm taking up too much air, but I feel like the whole age thing has always been kind of ambiguous because it was more of a marketing thing. Like, oh, this is the main character of the demographic we're trying to appeal to. Let's make him that age, pretty much. Same with Tails. Tails was like the little bro. He's 8 years old. Like that just makes sense, I don't know if anyone else feels that way or takes the ages a little bit, more seriously than I do. But
I do not at all. I think they don't act like that. I don't know, because like when you really think about it, like with their ages, like they all own houses and apartments and
like Amy owns an apartment. She's 12.
And
like I don't want to own a plush toy of a 15-year-old. That's creepy.
That's creepy.
Yeah,
dude.
that's kind of weird.
That's really
people
creepy.
Said that though. People actually say that, like, hey, you can't like Sonic because he's 15. It's like, but
like what?
Sonic is literally my husband. Like, there's no two ways. I mean, he's the other one. Trey, don't take it personally.
So
FBI, open up.
There's actually one thing.
He's not 15, damn it. he's 30.
He was 15 when I bought him.
Whoa! Okay, all right.
They're risks. So something I was thinking of though, on like the subject of like Sonic voice actors and hypothetical Sonics. Here's a thing, right? Emmy, you make a fantastic Tails. Can you make a fantastic Sonic?
No, I would be the oldest I could sound is probably 12. I've tried. The deepest I can go is it's about 12 years old. So probably not.
So you're not gonna do your best Roger Craig Smith impression on here, then?
Oh
Oh
no.
no, please don't make me do that.
Actually, that's hey, that's $3. That's $3 for her stream. You
Yeah,
give Emmy $3, and she'll say whatever you want in any voice.
I know we talked about the dude bro thing, and that's where I don't like the dude bro Sonic at all. Like it drives me crazy, and like it's not even the age. Like a lot of people say that Roger sounds like super like old, and that's not even my issue with it. It's more of that, yeah, let's go, dude. I'm just like, no, please.
No,
The thing I hate
Sonic,
most
you
about
posted cringe. You're gonna lose
Whenever
subscribers.
Whenever he says beat down, I just want to punch him in the face. I'm not gonna lie. Because it's just like
yeah,
you're giving him a bully personality. Sonic doesn't. He's not the kind of guy that's gonna shove Tails in a locker.
I
He's the
feel
one that's
like
gonna get him out.
I feel like, and this is the big thing, because I know a lot of people say like, "Oh, Sonic's a '90s icon," like whatever. But I don't know. Like, I feel like things that like characteristics at the time, like how Sonic acted in like Sad AM and Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, that is for their time. That was like a for their time type of thing. I don't feel like that was supposed to be representative of Sonic as a character, like as a whole. So that's why I'm more leaning more towards like, yeah, Sonic can be confident, even cocky, but he's not like like a frat, He's not like a dude bro.
There was
He's like, oh, Sigma Alpha, like that's not Sonic, like that's
there
not.
he's an alpha male. There was this moment. There was this moment in Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal where it became very obvious to me that Pontac and Graf wrote this one. And it's just at the start of the game, it says, "Oh, Lyric, you are so going to get the big beat down." I was like, you've named it. You've named this. This is a ceremonious thing. You go up to like Tails every day and you're like, it's time for the big beat down. Like, I hate it.
Like a swirly? Like
it just sounds like he's got like a routine. It's
That's
like,
right,
okay,
Eggman,
like
I'm about to give you a swirly.
just backhand him, kick him in the dick, give him a swirly, bit of waterboarding.
I
like, oh man, I hate it.
So
I don't like it.
Dude, bro,
Sonic just pulls out a crowbar.
Dude, God, now I'm getting freaking under the Red Hood vibes.
You're getting the big beatdown.
All right, Eggman, which hurts worse, backhand or backhand or front hand?
Forehand.
Forehand. God. But I
show you the way to the sky.
I am kind of glad we're all kind of on the same page with this, because like of course people have their own, I guess, ideal version of the character, and it's I feel like it's very obvious that like even though people may like Roger as a voice actor and everything, and even for Sonic, it's really the writing that's just been falling flat for almost everyone across the board. I'm not going to say everyone, because obviously people like it, some people don't.
Well, because like when you get Ian Flynn's writing for the IDW run of Sonic, though, Ian's been very vocal about the fact that he writes that Sonic with Roger's mannerisms in mind, and I feel like in that setting, all of that comes together and works perfectly fine. Like I want to legitimately hear Roger voice his character.
I
as
can't
written
read
by
it in
Ian.
any other voice. Like I tried. I was like, I'm feeling nostalgic today. I want a little Jason.
Hold on.
I tried reading. I was like, this ain't happening.
Yeah, I gotta mention this super chat. I don't know if we got any more, but this super chat from Superstack Pro says, "Frat Boy Sonic is what non-Sonic fans think he is," and I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree.
Fun fact. I believe, this is like public knowledge. Ken Pontac and Warren Graf did state that they had no prior knowledge of Sonic before working.
Correct. That's true.
They were. They had been writing for like Happy Tree Friends.
I can understand that process, but all the same, I think it does show a little bit in
those
the wrong kind of
guys.
ways. Yeah, they wrote Happy Tree Friends.
Yeah, and Mad World for the Wii.
Yep.
Yeah, I really wish they'd gone down the gory route instead of what they went for.
Have you ever looked at Happy Tree Friends and Mad World and think, oh, these guys would be good for Sonic? No.
The thing that I was thinking is, like, why did we not get a scene in Sonic Colors of, like, Eggman going into a wood chipper or something? Like,
yeah, exactly. It's up their alley. Oh, God, dude.
It's like a bit of a demographic shift there. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, it's not super great. So I do have a question that I wanted to ask you, Emmy, and it's everybody who's a big fan of Tails always has a really, really strong opinion on this particular topic. What's your opinion on the Tornado Walker?
Like the gameplay itself, or just the Tornado Walker?
I guess either. Like the gameplay itself, and then also just the idea of Tails just going into his adventures using that machinery instead of just like on foot like he would in the classic days.
I mean, I think I prefer him on foot, but I also like, and I've kind of felt this way about any gimmick, like game style gimmick, in any Sonic game. It doesn't offend me if it's like a one-time thing. You know what I mean? So when I go into SE2, I'm prepared to go through this little walker. But if I want to play with him on foot, I'll play Sonic Adventure. It's sort of how I feel about like the Wisps, where if that had stayed in colors, I think maybe I wouldn't have disliked the Wisp so much. But because it's now in every single game, it feels like now I'm getting kind of tired of it. I think a lot of people would feel that way about Sonic with a Sword or the Werehog. I think with one time, okay, yeah, I'm down with this. I can play with the Werehog. That's fun. Yeah. Sonic with a Sword. That's really fun. Okay, now if it's in the next 10 years of games, I'm not having fun anymore. Please go back.
You want it to just go away at that point. I can understand that. What about from like a story perspective specifically then?
I also don't really mind it. I feel like it could be fitting as long as he doesn't stay in it the entire time. I feel like in SA2 he did pretty much stay in there like most of the time. I wish he got out of there a little bit more, but I also didn't really mind it that much. I guess, like from a story perspective too.
Good for a couple of stages, I reckon.
Yeah, I think I guess for me, I don't mind the idea of him being in the walker, but I like the walker as like a backup thing. Like I'm gonna make a really, really terrible comparison here. So everybody here has seen either Super Sentai or Power Rangers at some point. And there's always like they always try fighting on foot, and then it always fails, and then they always end up having to bring in, you know, Megazord or whatever they have to bring in for that particular era, right? Like it's always let's have our on foot battle, then let's bring in our giant mech. I feel like if they did stuff like that for Tails, that would be neat for me. Like Tails squares off with Eggman in the middle of Station Square. He does his best. He's about to go down. Eggman's like, okay, I've got you. And then Tails is like, nope, I've been stalling you. The tornado comes in, grabs him. He's just like, I'm about to blow you into oblivion now. It's time.
Yeah, because I feel like it, if it's done like that, it represents Tails' kind of like strength as a character on his own, and also his technical prowess as an engineer and as a smart kid as well. So
his technical prowess.
Ha! Miles prowess.
Miles technical prowess.
I like how I guess the best example would be like everybody here is at least somewhat caught up on IDW, right? Just enough.
Yeah,
at least through the Metal Saga.
Okay,
I've been making the speed reading stuff for like months now. Everyone should be good. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. You do have that wonderful series, Sonic Speed Reading, on your channel, the Game Apologist.
Yeah, Game Apologist, everyone. By the way, I'm at 85,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. You're all amazing. I couldn't have done it without you.
But there's a moment in there that I kind of hello T-posing pup. There's a moment in IDW that I really wish that we would get something like in the games where like Tails is doing everything on foot. He's been doing everything on foot for the majority of that story. And then there's that moment where he breaks. Like he has his psychological breaking point, and he's not broken like Archie Eggman, who had to go into a padded room broken, but he's far enough along, and he just pulls out the tornado and goes, no, you guys have literally ruined everything, and just starts shooting. And like, that's kind of...
Don't come to Station Square today.
But that's kind of what I expect, like, because of course at that point Tails recognizes that he's not going to kill anybody. He's not going to cause any real damage, but he is at his limit. And I think Tails getting in the tornado and causing real damage when he's at his limit makes sense. Like, in Sonic Adventure 2, the most damage Eggman ever suffered in that entire game was after Tails thought Sonic died. He's like, no, I'm done. I'm literally going to lay this old man out on the arc floor.
Yeah, and stuff like that has to be earned as well. I feel like it's a whole kind of thing with story writing and characterization and stuff like that. Like the stuff just has to be earned, and that's kind of like. And I know I'm not going to use the F word, but it's with that game where it falls flat, as well as Lost World even more so. I think Lost World's my least
You
favorite.
trust
game at this point.
Eggman more than me.
Yeah.
I've expressed more distaste for Lost World than I have for any other Sonic game. So I feel like if I keep going on about it, I'll be on for like an hour. But we got some super chats. I'm gonna read those out. Got one from that Jordo on the topic of screenwriting. What are y'all's favorite scenes / lines in the entirety of the franchise?
I think so. I kind of want to let Emmy go first on this one.
Yes.
She is guest here, and as somebody who does a lot of work with writing personal projects for this, only makes sense for them to give some of their favorites from the franchise itself.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Oh man. Okay, favorite scenes and lines from the entire franchise. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Am I allowed to give a few?
If you
Sure.
want to give a few, go ahead. Splurge.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, one of my favorite scenes is the end of Tales of Story and Sonic Adventure. Just that moment where like the music stops and he's, going, I'm not scared, I'm not scared. And like Eggman sounds so terrifying. Like when I was a child and Eggman was like, away before I make mincemeat out of you. Like I was so genuinely scared because I was a kid too, and I remember like pausing like the boss because I was so scared and to like go get like a drink of water or something because it was genuinely spooky and that invoked an actual emotional response, and that made me connect with the character so much because I could understand how scared he must have actually been as he's sitting there and saying that he wasn't scared. I love that entire scene for Tails. Another scene that's really important to me, and I imagine not very many other people, is it's the end of episode 77 in Sonic X. It's the whole scene where Tails is having a hard time because he has to shoot at Cosmo. And I remember as a kid, I had never experienced so much powerful emotion ever. Watching Tails like cry, be angry, smacking shit. He's in his head. Sorry, am I allowed to say bad words?
You can say
Of
the
course you
say
are.
the bad
Oh,
words.
yeah.
That's fine.
You
Okay.
can say the
we've
shit
said
word.
far
No, you
worse.
can't cuss here.
This
Sorry.
is a kids show. Don't say the
Stop
fuck word.
fucking swearing.
Okay. Yeah, he's
You're
like
good,
in his
you're good.
head. He's getting all. And I remember when I was a kid, I would come home from school and I would get on YouTube and I would rewatch that scene probably like 10 times a day, like for a year, like not even over exaggerating. I watched it every single day because I don't know, I never felt so close to a character. It happened also during a time where I was going through my grandmother, who I was closer to than anybody in my family, passing away. So I kept watching it because I understood that pain and it helped me get over that pain in my own life. So like, I don't know. That's why like for me, Tails is so important. He's such an important character and he deserves to be as tough as he is because of everything he's ever gone through. Those two scenes for Tails are the ones I connect with the most, I think, out of anything Sonic related.
Mhm.
So yeah.
That.
Awesome.
Yeah, those are very good scenes. And episode 77 one, that is like pretty specific. I remember you telling me that story. But I actually went back and watched that scene. I guess it was it the Japanese was it that okay. It was Japanese dub. Yeah, I went back and watched it and I was like, you know what? I can definitely see where Emi's coming from. It's a very emotionally like heavy scene. So yeah, it was very good. I guess we could go around the table. Pup, do you have any specific, I guess, lines of dialogue or scenes that you consider like your favorite or peak Sonic, peak fiction?
Dialogue. I can't necessarily say much because I think some of my more favorite Sonic moments are ones that are a little quieter. But if you were to ask me, the moments as far as cutscenes go, obviously there's the opening of Sonic Adventure 2, but then there's also the entire opening of Sonic Unleashed. Like That stuff
Yes.
right there is Kino. And
Yes.
then I guess another thing is just that scene where Dr. Robotnik is playing a piano in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and he just picks his ass up, and you can see his butt crack through that metal harness thing he wears. And honestly, like, I've never been so aroused in my entire life. Like,
What is wrong with you?
there was not a limp sausage in the room, let me tell you that.
Alright, so Trey.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to kick Pup out of this call. I'm sorry.
No. He's okay. Yeah,
I
you're on
don't
2 strikes
think
now, buddy.
he's okay.
Uh,
There have now been 5 meetings.
I'm kind of with Pup in a sense of like some of my more favorite, I guess,
You
like
like the
Sonic
Robotnik
moments.
scene as well?
No, not
Ah.
that. Fucking idiot. Love you, but
I love you too.
God, I want to.
but yeah. Sorry, I just got a call randomly. I'm sorry. Am I still here?
You're
You're
still
still
here.
here. You're good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, some of my more favorite scenes are quieter. Some of them are kind of fueled by nostalgia. Not even gonna lie. I get goosebumps every time the SA1 intro plays. It's just the epitome of what I consider Sonic, and every shot is gorgeous. I love the shot of Eggman on top of his flying fortress, the egg
Yes.
carrier, just looking out into the sky. It's just a cool scene. You never see kind of like stuff like that. Like, he is a force to be reckoned with. Like, he made this by himself. It's like, and I just love the way the scene plays out. It is kind of 90s a little bit, where the camera starts flipping and you see like stuff like inverting and reversing, but like it's still just super well put together. It's just cool. It's the epitome of what I like about the series. But in terms of like, I guess, written dialogue, I think my favorite moment, and it's actually crazy because I recently played this game not even that long ago. I didn't grow up with it. It's actually Sonic and the Black Knight. The opening cutscene to that, where Sonic falls from the sky and everything, and he says something like, "All right, I'm used to stuff like this," like, and like just decimates everyone in the vicinity. And I don't know, like that scene, the way that was delivered was very like that's my Sonic. That's the dude. Like, I love that scene in particular. But yeah, I think those two definitely give me the chills. And of course, like, the Mania opening's fantastic. The Unleash opening's fantastic. There's a lot of great stuff, like, in terms of like presentation in the Sonic series that I could go super in depth into. But if I had to choose a couple, I guess those two would be it.
So I'll
So
I'll do mine last. I'll let Wayne go because I know Wayne's got some.
Okay.
And they're all from
most of them-
Adventure.
They're all from Adventure. God damn it,
Yep.
you're right.
Knew it.
So, and a lot of them have actually already been touched on. Every time I see that opening cutscene, that shot of Eggman on top of the egg carrier gets me.
It's good. It's so
like,
good.
I've said it before. Is my when I say this, I don't mean to undermine the work that Mike Pollock has put in, but SA1 Eggman is my favorite Eggman. He's so cool, and
He's just very menacing too. He's actually a villain.
Yeah.
I guess, like, compared to, and it's all down to the writing, because Mike Pollock. Not to pat anyone on the back here, but we've seen Mike Pollock even in Sonic and Tails R be an actual force to be reckoned with, and that was kind of like the whole point of, because he is a villain. He's not just some slapstick kind of side character, and I don't think he's ever really been that.
To be fair, Sonic Forces did get that right. Like, Eggman's pretty venomous in that game.
Anyways, Wayne. Wayne,
anyway,
continue.
another one that I was actually going to mention was actually Emmy brought it up as probably my favorite scene in that game, where you've got that like gravelly, just really creepy Eggman, where he, like you were saying, it's that the music cuts out. The tone is just nothing but menace here as he comes out with his walker and he's just getting ready to destroy this kid that's in front of him. He's just pissed. Like, everything has gone wrong for him today, and all he wants to do now is to like just take it out on something, and he's just away with you. Like, God, it's
Away
so
with
cool.
you
Let's
little
go.
pest.
Let's go. It's great.
And if I had to choose, if we're talking like silent stuff, then just definitely the animation work with like Sonic CD and Sonic
Yeah.
Mania. God, that stuff is so good. I think another really big thing I absolutely adore was the story that actually gets me the most in Sonic Adventure 1 is actually Gamma.
I think that's most. I
Um,
think that's a lot of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that changed me as a kid. Like I hadn't played a whole lot of video games, and that was the one that told me that that video games could give me a story I would care about. And it was just about this robot that there's a moment when he gets out onto the deck of the egg carrier, and there's just two E series robots left to take care of, and it's his brother, and then he looks down at at basically himself, and then he's just like, all right, yep, and I gotta die too. And it's that something about that moment. I remember latching onto that in a kid and just like not initially getting it, but then like that shot of the Flicky like flying away as Gamma's just like exploding.
You're just like,
So
oh,
emotional.
you're like, oh, I understand now.
It's cinema, okay? It is.
Peak
it's really
fiction.
good.
Yeah, it is, and I. If you have none less, that if you have none more, I hate that I'm gonna have to piggyback off that one.
Go for it. Go for it.
So you and I both, Gamma's death it ranks as one of our top. Like, this is one of the things that defines the series for me. Whenever
Yeah.
whenever I play through Sonic Adventure, the like. There's the part of me that's like, oh my god, I get to play Speed Highway again, and then there's a part of me that's like, oh my god, I get to relive Gamma's story again.
Yeah.
And Gamma's story is always like the peak thing for me. But I think, I'm happy that we've managed to get Gamma kind of continued a little bit in Omega, because one of my other favorite scenes is at the end of the Dark Side story of Sonic Adventure 2, where Rouge has just encountered all of the Shadow clones, and Omega, whose entire being up to that point has been destroy every Eggman robot, is now encountered with 1,000 clones, ostensibly Eggman robots, of Shadow, and just does nothing. He goes, you know about cloning, to Rouge. He goes, the original must exist somewhere, and he walks away, because if there's a chance that one of these is the real version of the friend he's made in this game, he could kill his friend. And that goes
Yeah.
he avoids his literal prime directive he set for himself to make sure he does not risk Shadow. And that speaks volumes for me, and it's I've always viewed Omega as like an extension of Gamma. Like everything that we got in Gamma, we got in Omega, but with more personality later, and that made that one of my biggest ones. The other two for me, one of them's really silly, but one of them ties into the cloning bit. The one that ties into the cloning bit is the moment in Sonic Adventure 2 where Rouge confronts Shadow, and Shadow just goes, even if my memories aren't real, it's still me, Shadow. Like,
That's a good one.
that whole, and I guess that one sticks with me. It didn't stick with me as much when I was a kid, but as an adult, one of my favorite pastimes is studying philosophy. So that, like, what makes you is a conversation that you have in that realm a lot. So the idea that, like, the Sonic series was grappling with that a little bit in a way that kids could understand. That speaks volumes to me as somebody who likes a lot of that deeper stuff now.
I don't want to harp on this too much, but I did want to hit on that because an excuse that I see a lot of the time when it comes to, and I'm not even just talking about Sonic here, but when they're talking about writing and stuff like that, they're like, oh, well, it's meant for kids. And I'm like, well, you know what? So was Gamma's story, damn it. And it was really good.
Yeah.
And I'll piggyback off of that. Like, there is a time where it's like you can take it too far in terms of it being like very serious and whatnot. But like, kids should still deserve good stories, even if it's made for kids. You know, like they're not stupid. Like, they can still, like, just like we've all kind of, like, I've played Sonic Adventure since I was 6 years old. I knew exactly the weight of the situation of Gamma's story as well as Tails' interaction with Eggman. Like, I knew that as a 6-year-old. Like, it can happen. Like, not all kids need to have happy-go-lucky stories all the time. You can sometimes. There's a balance.
And
but,
And that sort of thing like sticks with you. Like to this day, anytime that I go back to replay Sonic Adventure 1, I always leave Gamma's story for last because you know, aside from
it's the gut
Supersonic,
punch.
it is. I mean, even just the way it opens, Gamma's theme alone is one of my it might be my
somber.
favorite. It might be my favorite musical piece in the entire Sonic franchise. Like it's so good.
Beautiful.
Oh
It's
yeah.
beautiful. I'm actually trying to learn it for myself because I really want to cover it.
The last
Just
I was gonna say
sorry.
the last moment that I have, and it's an Eggman moment, and it's from a game that most people, but this is one of my favorite characterizations of Eggman because it's both
Eggman killed him.
It's both
God.
goofy. God damn!
Come
Why
back.
is this
Yeah.
happening?
The
Why is
Eggman
this
moment
happening?
was the friends we made along the way.
Why is it?
All these eggs make a circle.
Oh god!
All
damn
these
it.
eggs make a circle.
I don't understand why it keeps breaking. God damn it. Anyway, so the point, or not the point, but the moment that I love, and it's from Lost World. It's when Eggman is getting taunted by the Zeti. And no, we've had Sonic Adventure 2 up to this point canonically. Like, and I know that's a very different take on Eggman, but we know what he's capable of, right? Like, this is a man who is capable of destroying planets. Legitimately.
Yes.
So when he's having his breakdown and he goes, "I will burn your world, you rebellious scum. I will destroy everything you love and make you watch." That, like, it's goofy because it's Mike Pollock doing it. So you have that moment of like, wow, look at this edgelord. He's really screaming his heart out. That's so cringy. And then you think about it for a second, you go, wait a minute, no, this man can legitimately destroy planets.
Actually,
Like,
something
yeah.
I was,
This is
say-
within his ability.
Something I was going to say though, with Lost World, it's a really weird one for me. Like, it has cutscenes in isolation that I think are actually quite good, but like the whole story as a whole does not come together.
It's
But, like,
very
the sum of his
There's-
parts is bad.
The bits where it's like, you know, Sonic and Tails first having to start working with Dr. Robotnik, I like that. I really like that Orbot and Cubot actually like Sonic more so than Dr. Eggman.
Yeah.
I like Eggman's breakdown. It kind of comes out of nowhere, but like in isolation,
Yeah.
it's quite a good scene. Seeing that this guy can also punch ice is pretty awesome.
Just like the
Makes me
strength
wonder,
that he does have.
Why not just punch Sonic, you know, at this point?
I would
but,
pay to
like,
see that.
I'm with you though, where it's like, well, and I feel like that scene was very much carried by Mike Pollock almost entirely. Like, because I was actually gonna say that, like, it's good in isolation, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
terms of like the overall scheme of things, it does kind of come out of nowhere, which is kind of like jarring in a little bit. But I do like his performance there. It's very good.
A lot of the Pontac and Graf stuff kind of has that same thing where like there's individual moment. Like there's a moment in Forces where you're the Avatar character and you are isolated by Infinite and you are having to deal with him. And I remember there was like a slight moment of panic for me when that happened because I was like, oh shit, this actually does make me feel kind of terrified for the character I'm playing. And it was gone within a millisecond, mind you, but like
Right.
with it
They can
in
do
isolation,
moments.
it was there.
The other thing is, like, though, like, it's actually really funny when you look at the grand scheme of things, because Pontac and Graf are considered the ones that made Sonic all light and goofy and slapstick. But Lost World is the only one where they actually had bearing on the actual story at play. And it's got stuff like, you're going home in a box, and, like, as long as I can still strangle a Zeddy. And it makes me wonder,
like,
are they
it's
just
so
low-key...
disjointed.
Are they just low-key psychotic or something?
Happy
But, like-
tree friends.
In Mad World, I wouldn't doubt it. Like, and this is what I've said multiple times. And then, like, they're right. It's just so disjointed. That's the main problem I really have with it. Nothing flows. Nothing is earned. It's just like these isolated moments, and they kind of like just stitch them together with like staples and duct tape. And I just like Lost World's probably the worst offender because there's moments that are extremely too serious. Like, of course, we were talking about serious stories. Like, this is stuff that's like way beyond that spectrum. And then, like, the next scene, none of that mattered, and it just, like, I don't know. I don't like it.
It
was
makes
really
me wonder.
weird.
Sorry, Amy.
No,
Yeah,
it's
what do
okay,
you-
I'm so sorry.
What
I
do you
just
have
wanted
to say about it?
it was
Yeah.
weird. I don't know. I think Lost World in general, I mean, it's just it's goofy. And so yeah, like that one scene where like a man randomly like gets super violent. It just felt hilariously out of place. It's like, man, I want you to be serious, but this is actually kind of funny. I think I actually like belted out like a laugh when he did it.
And like on top of like the aesthetic of the game as well, like a lot of people don't understand that like serious storytelling also has to come with an equally kind of like dignified aesthetic as well. You can't,
Yes.
I was having a conversation on Twitter about this, as I always do because I have no life, but like they were like, oh well, the aesthetic in the story, like you can't undermine the story if it doesn't match the aesthetic. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. If you're making a story, those two have to work together in harmony. If they don't, then it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like it, like I don't know, like
That's why I
Well,
think
that's
yeah,
for
basically the
me
crux of
that
it.
that's why I think for me that scene only works with the context of what Eggman's done in other games, what Eggman's
Yes.
done in other media besides Lost World. In isolation of
Yeah.
Lost World, that scene's goofy as shit.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
only thing we see Dr. Eggman really doing that's wrong is just he steals a pod full of animals at the start of it. It's not like he's really up to that much. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, stealing a pod full of animals is really mean, but like he comes across as more just a meanie in that game than anything else.
He's so mean.
He's so
They-
mean.
He's
yeah,
not
they try to
good.
do Saturday morning cartoon Eggman, and I don't mean actually Sonic Sat AM because that was a much more grim version of the character. God damn it, you know what I mean?
We should have had
Um,
them flex their happy tree friends side and have Eggman just throwing these bunnies into wood chippers.
Oh
Oh yeah,
god!
perfect,
No!
perfect. But no, I'm with Wayne where it's like it's not so much that we're comparing their writing to like Saturday AM for Saturday morning cartoon. It's the stereotype Saturday morning
wonder, though,
cartoon.
how much
Yeah.
of it is on like Sega? Like how much of it comes down to like certain mandates as well? Because like for the most part, what they've had to work with has been here's a bunch of Japanese cutscenes. Can you rewrite the dialogue so it appeals to kids, basically? So
Yeah.
it does make me wonder how much of this really is down to the writers or like how much of it is down to what they have to work with.
That's a good point, and it's something worth remembering is that we don't understand what the actual development process is for a lot of this stuff, or at least in terms of localization, that sort of thing. And then sorry, I got distracted by a little message thing. So it's hard to really criticize it to some degree, just because it's like, well, we don't know why certain things were done. Sometimes things were tried and then decided they didn't work out, even if it sounds good to us, kind of, sitting around a table, just kind of throwing ideas at the wall.
Yeah.
So it's
Just
yeah.
remember, like all criticism is wrong. No,
Yeah,
but
I'm getting
no.
tired of that take.
No, but I feel yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's worth taking into account. Like it basically what it boils down to is criticize the work, not the people making the work. I guess. Like
Right.
let's
Yeah.
not assume that this is what they wanted out of this. I mean, it could
That's
be.
a
It could be
yeah.
that Ken Pontac comes up to you on the street and says, "Hey, buddy, I wrote Sonic Colors." Is how it
Ready
was
for a
exactly how it was
beatdown?
supposed to be. It's like, buddy, I'm just trying to go to Starbucks. It's like, no, I wrote that game, and this is exactly what I wanted. It's like, okay.
Okay. That's your magnum opus. Let's go. Let's move
I remember
on.
that. I remember that happening to you. It was weird.
Yeah. Let's read some super chats though. We got one from CamCam28 says, Emmy, what part of episode 8 of R is your favorite?
Ooh, thank you for the question. Oh my gosh. Well, okay, assuming everybody here saw it, I don't want to spoil too much, but also my favorite part is super spoilery. It's like the very end. It's the supersonic reveal.
Yes. That
Um,
performance. God.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, it's okay.
Like I remember Emmy sending me just like it was just a phone recording of Ryan's performance of that, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna actually cry. This is perfect."
Yeah, we haven't obviously gotten into, like, I know nobody here has heard episode 9 yet, but as anybody could imagine, Supersonic is in episode 9. And I know, oh, spoilers. But when I was directing Ryan for episode 9, we kept heroes in mind. I really personally as a kid loved it whenever Ryan would like yell in Heroes. Remember like that line where he's like, "Too bad it's all over for you."
Yeah.
I love that line. So when I brought in Ryan, I said, "Hey, there's nobody around, right? Like you don't have like anybody who's going to like, I don't know, call the police if you're screaming. And he was like, no, why? And I was like, you have to yell. Like this whole session, I'm gonna need you to yell. And he was like, okay. And I just love it. Yeah, when he came in and we had the reference to Image of Hero from Phantasy Star Online at the end. It was just,
Yes.
oh my god, I loved it so much. I remember when Dorian threw in that too, I lit up because the PSO thing was sort of a last minute addition, and that lured me in. I'm like, okay, now I'm really, really excited. So yeah, that's my favorite, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. My favorite was whenever Trey was revived. That's my favorite.
You actually missed one actually as well. You're
Oh,
so
there is one
irresponsible.
more super chat.
Yeah, there's one from Sonic Bot.
Let me check.
It's high priority because a lot of money comparatively. You know, you get.
Oh
you,
wow, that is true.
Yeah,
My bad. I'm
yeah.
so sorry.
That's why we owe this guy a back rub.
Oh god. Okay, for SonicBot, $20. Thank you so much, by the way. I like Ryan's performance in Heroes, especially towards the end of Team Sonic's story. Sonic thanking Knuckles and Tails feels genuine. Anyway, here's a 20. Thank you so much, and that actually ties in perfectly to what we were just talking about, oddly enough. So
Anyway,
thank you
here's
for that.
$20.
I love that.
Yeah, very generous, very generous. Like, thank you. Did I miss any in between?
I don't think you did.
I think we got some from is it Yuki 08? Did we say that?
I don't
I
think
do
we
not
said
believe
Yuki
so.
08's latest one.
Okay.
The one about Blaze, right?
There's one in between. It says
Oh.
I have to give a shout out to Shadow's ending in Sonic 06. It's so sick when he takes off his power inhibitors, and I will not apologize for it. Well, you don't have to, because I absolutely agree. It's a good scene. It's a very
Agreed.
great scene. And one more after the Cam one. Another 5 from is it Yuki or Yuki 08? I'm gonna just assume that's what it's pronounced. I'm so sorry. Also need to shout out to the ending of Sonic Rush. Watching Blaze and Sonic drift away from each other is so underrated and genuinely touching. And yeah, I agree. Like Sonic Rush actually has some great story beats.
The Rush
like,
series has great story stuff. Like I've just recently been playing the Rush series.
Yes.
Like I especially love Sonic Rush Adventure for like its whole how hard it dives into the whole fantasy stuff, like pirates and Vikings and stuff. I just think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Also, in terms of like story stuff, I'm sorry, it would be an injustice for me to not mention this. Everything aboard the Space Colony arc in Sonic Adventure 2, but also Chip's goodbye.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry. I thought you already answered. That's my fault.
No, I did answer, but I
Okay.
forgot about these ones, and I just figured it would be such an injustice not to at least mention them.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, I have a question for Emmy.
Ooh, okay.
Well, I know the answer, but to clear it up for everyone, how do you pronounce your username?
It's pronounced Emu Emmy.
Emu Emmy. That's how it's
Emu
pronounced.
Emmy. I know
Yeah,
a lot of people say emu. It's not emu. It's
So
not
you're
emu.
not an emu.
No,
Yeah.
I actually didn't know what an emu was
Has
before.
ruined it for me.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what that was. When people kept saying that, I'm like, what even is an emu? And I had to look it up. And I'm like, oh, it's a bird. No, I've never heard of this bird. It's
Yo,
short
yep.
for emulation.
No, worse yet, I used to think it was emu emai. Saying that for a while.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts me.
You ever heard of the Great Emu War? Bunch of people. The Great Emu War. A bunch of people fought emus. I want to say in like Australia, because they were overpopulating, and
Wait, is
yeah,
this true,
they
or
were
is
like
this
no, this
another one of
actually
your
legit
many
happens.
narcotic hallucinations?
This legit happened. They went to war with the emus, and the best part about it is they lost.
That's good. Actually.
Oh my god.
Justice for the emus.
Look it up. It's amazing.
So the MU stands for emulation. That makes sense. Okay. I actually didn't know that. I just knew you just told me how to pronounce it. It's like, no, this is how you pronounce it. It's not because I really like emus. It's MU. It's like, okay, cool.
Yes, thank you for the question.
There was a moment of just pure silence there.
Sorry, I actually just got a Oh my god, just got another
Phone of
call. I'm so.
Trey.
I know.
It's okay.
like-
There's no
Wow,
need to
Trey, now
apologize.
you're popular. Come on.
Yeah. Sorry, my queen. I am so sorry.
They
I will go back
really
to.
they really need to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
Someone
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
asked
yeah,
you,
yeah,
when's the next Gamecation coming out?
Oh. Oh my god. If these people can quit calling me, I'm sorry. So next gamecation. Well, I'm actually on vacation right now, so it probably could happen very, very soon.
I actually have a question as well. Why does Supersonic matter?
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Well, you can actually just watch my video. So that's a
No,
plug
no,
to
I
my
want
channel.
to know. I want the full hour and a half of
You
it
want the full hour and
in-
a half? All
in
right.
this podcast. So,
Full
like,
let me-
explanation right now.
Yeah. Moment of silence for the Emus. Amen. What was I gonna say before all that? No. Anyway, sorry for being more popular, Emmy. I have to abide by my simp drone duties. So
Yep,
I'm very
that's
sorry
right.
about that. That's right.
Shame
Bow
on you.
down. Yeah. Although everyone in the chat,
hold the fuck up. Cheating on me again, Trey? How rude.
look, I'm polyamorous. I'm
I mean,
polygonal.
I'm married to Sonic.
Yeah, exactly. And Emmy's married to
But there
Unleashed,
wasn't
so it makes
consent
sense.
involved. So,
Okay, I'm so sorry.
yeah.
Can there be
that's not
consent?
very etiquette. Can there be consent? Of course there
Can-
can. You, my friend, my boyfriend, my husband, can always have consent.
Perfect.
What am I-
Perfect.
What am I doing here?
Hey Wayne, how you doing?
Why-
I'll hug you later.
Hey, Wayne, high five.
High five.
I'm just
Go get us some water.
disturbed. I'm disturbed about everything that I'm hearing in this, and that's, you know what? That's also normal.
Suris, been gone for a while. How you doing?
Welcome back.
How was the bathroom? How was the bathroom break?
I do not want to talk about it on stream.
Okay.
Suris Poohcam when? When is Suris Poohcam happening?
No,
Ah.
no, never.
What
I have
if?
another.
Hang
I
on,
have
wait, hold
another
on.
24-hour stream that is planned, and it still will not involve that.
What if I had donated a big fat donation, enough for you to get like a GoPro?
No.
What if I throw in a box of Jordan's Country Crisp? It's British cereal. It's got like a strawberry
I will
in
tell
there.
Pup. I will
it's
be
very
100% honest with you right now.
nutritious.
The next big donation that I get will go to a leap motion, so I can track my hands on stream with my VTuber
No, but
avatar.
it's a designate. It's like it's a request. Suris
No.
Poohcam funded.
I will
okay.
send it back.
I just had another question. Emmy, considering you do music and everything, what's your favorite Sonic soundtrack?
Sonic Unleashed. 100%.
Unleashed?
Sweet.
It is
fair enough.
Unleashed. It would be between that and SA2 for sure. I love both. Oh, man, I also like SA1 though. But I like Unleashed probably the most just because of the variety of different styles of music in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That
like
makes
the
sense.
different styles from all around the world. I am obsessed with that. So it would definitely be Sonic Unleashed.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet. That's a good answer.
Shout out to Chowmix, who's doing a great job moderating. Like, bless him, he's got a lot on his hands.
It's just Chow Mix sitting there with like a boot throat stomping in the chat.
He's just
wanna-
fighting him off.
I'm just trying to imagine a bunch of maniacal laughter as he's just constantly squashing things with a band hammer.
Perfect.
It's like
Perfect.
whack-a-mole, but with internet trolls.
Xiaomix is doing good. You're doing good, bro.
You're doing the
Thank you,
Lord's work.
Chowmix.
Just over and over. Get a load of this.
Get the load of this.
You know what
Can you
they
get
say?
that troll hammer for real life?
The more the
More
merrier.
the merrier.
There's so many
Oh, man.
awkward. There's so many awkward quotes from the Sonic series you can just insert into conversations. I think
Oh yeah, and like no one would know what we're talking about at all, ever.
on Twitter, I know this like doesn't mean anything for people who are friends with Ryan, but since I am not friends with Ryan Drummond, on Twitter, when I think he was retweeting the fact that the new Sonic and Tails R episode was coming out, so I just commented on it. Oh yeah, this is happening. He liked it, and I was like, oh yay, that's like instant serotonin.
Oh yeah, Ryan's sweet. Ryan's super sweet.
I was
Yeah.
so surprised by what his real voice sounded like when I saw footage of him at a
Yes,
It's very
con. That
deep.
was like, I was like,
it's
what?
very deep. It's very. It
It's
almost
so
startling.
deep. How does he do it? Like,
It-
how does
He's
he?
talented,
How does
dude.
he
He's
get
just talented.
that to be Sonic? Like,
that's called range, man.
Yep.
that's called
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous range.
It-
There's range, and then there's fucking going to space with your voice. Like,
It's insane.
It was kind of funny because I remember somebody, I think it was Suris was the first one to send me over Sonic and Tails R, and I did not know going in that Ryan was reprising his role as Sonic, and so as soon as I heard him talk, I was just like, wait, what?
Yes!
Yes, that's exactly.
You just became caveman SpongeBob for a moment.
I went full Unga Bunga because that is still the voice that I hear in my head whenever I like read the
Yes.
comics or anything. I have
Yes.
played through Sonic Adventure. That's just the voice I hear. Like,
I love
Oh.
that.
Oh yeah.
It was great.
So, I guess I'll just ask some more questions that I know the answer to, but maybe other people would want to know because
Sure.
me and Emmy have worked for so long. Emmy, what got you into making music?
Oh, well, I've been singing my entire life. When I was little, I would always do, choir, and um, we had it was a quartet called Blue Ladies that we had done in my high school. I just love singing. And once I had graduated high school, um, I just sort of got thrown out with, okay, now what? What do you want to do with your life? And I knew it for the longest time that I wanted to be a musician. So I made a YouTube, and it took a pretty long time before actually, like, I guess, having the right equipment to put out actual genuine quality stuff. Because when
Mhm.
I was first recording, I was recording on like an iMac, not even like a special microphone, just like the iMac built-in speaker.
Oh,
It was
geez.
Yeah.
literally trash, but like I still put out a song with it, and people still liked it. The singing was there and whatever, and I just sort of kept growing and expanding and eventually upgrading my mic and upgrading my setup and finding my producer Skyrocket, and yeah, now I'm doing a bunch of Sonic music.
Sweet. Heck
What-
yeah.
I guess that to piggyback off of that, Emmy, what's your favorite song that you have done, whether it's on your channel or it is one of the songs that are on other people's channels that you helped with? What's the favorite project that you have taken part in on that particular avenue?
Oh man, I feel like it changes often. I think I'm the most proud of Endless Possibility, mainly because that was sort of the first time where I decided to make a song that I felt like I didn't make Endless Possibility, right? But
Yeah.
something that my friend Sky had mentioned to me, and it stuck with me, is that if people want to listen to Endless Possibility, they can listen to Endless Possibility. So if you're going to make a cover of something, you need to do something that's going to like give them a reason to want to listen to your own,
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? Yeah, that's a really good point. And something that I'd always wanted to do was slow down music. So I think I had stumbled on randomly on like Google Images. I found like a picture of like the werehog and Chip of like asleep or something. And I was like, oh, a lullaby. Oh my God, I'll do that. I'll do that. And so we put that out, and I declared it like this is going to be like the one. This is going to be the one that everyone likes. And that's to this day, I think it's the song that has like the most views on my channel. I'm so proud of it.
It's funny is that I have a friend of mine, Renita, who's a huge Sonic fan as well. She does Sonic creepypasta readings over on her channel. And when I sent her when I sent her that hey, on Sunset City this time we're gonna have Emmy on, they were like, oh yeah, I've heard her Endless Possibilities cover. It's really nice. Like, that's literally the first thing that she said. I think of all the stuff that you've done, for me, I think the favorite ones that I've seen you do of the Infinite cover, because it is so significantly different than the original theme, and then also Infinity and Beyond, I think is really, really good.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, Silverhound is such a talented musician. And so I had reached out to him originally for a what is the name of the stage in Sonic Forces? I don't remember the song. It's
Sandhill?
No,
It's one with vocals.
it had singing on it.
I was joking. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't really remember a whole lot of Sonic Forces music, so Sandhill very well could have had vocals on it. I couldn't tell
Was
you
it?
because I don't.
It might have been. It might have been Prison Hall because all the Avatar stages have vocals on them.
Right.
And I'm trying to remember which one it is. I know that like there's the
No, it's Park Avenue. I'm so sorry.
Park
It's
Avenue?
Park Avenue. Yes. So I reached
like
out.
that one.
Yeah, I remember liking that one a little bit, and I reached out to Silva like, "Do you want to do a cover?" And Silva was like, "Why don't we just make our own Sonic Force song?" And I was like, "Oh, that's way better. Yeah, let's do that."
and yeah, when I listen to that song, it feels like it's basically like the villagers rising up. It's like their first attempts at dealing with Infinite before Sonic comes to actually like help. It's like it's like they're trying to have an anthem for it. Like we know what's going to happen. They're gonna get Rogue One, but
Jeez.
I also really liked Strength because of like how it had like different lyrics to Fist Bump and stuff, and I thought the lyrics were actually way better. Like, it's another instance where I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why is this way better? You know, like
That
But-
means a lot. I remember when Fist Bump came out, I was pretty offended by how bad the lyrics were. No offense. So I was like, these are really
Together.
cringy. I was
I
like,
love
what
the
is
song,
this?
but like I was just like, yeah, no, this is more like it.
Thank
That's
you.
funny. That's very funny.
Oh, Yuki's back at it again with another $5 super chat and says, I got to do one more shout out to Emu Emi's Fly in the Freedom. It's so good. Everyone go check it out.
it is. I don't.
It's incredible. Like, what's his name? Rob? Is it KTA? Is that how it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who made that instrumental, and it's just a sweet take of that theme, and y'all did phenomenal on that. Also, I'm kind of sad that no one mentioned anything that I've worked on with Emmy, so I know where I stand.
There is.
All right.
Nice.
Well, hold on. I've actually got you, Trey, because this one I even have evidence of. So yesterday, when I did my stream yesterday, I did it in like, here's the stuff I'm going to talk about. Also, I have a special announcement. The special announcement was, of course, the stuff I was going to talk about on Sunset City. When I did that, I was letting stream listen to I was like linking Emmy's channel and letting them listen to some of the songs. And one of the ones that people received the best of all of those was the version of Live and Learn with your acoustics, Trey.
Like, oh, nice. Yeah, that was a... We kind of have a meme with that one because it took me a year to make it, mainly because okay, so I started working with Emmy at around 2017, late 2017, and it's literally the most anticlimactic story. She literally tweeted out, "Hey, I need a new acoustic guitarist." I sent her the one video of me like covering the song "Trees" by 21 Pilots. And she seemed to really like that, and we just started working from there, pretty much. And during that time, I didn't have my own MacBook or even recording equipment. I was borrowing a lot of stuff from other people. The only thing I had that was mine was just my acoustic guitar and like some effects pedals. And like literally, I couldn't get the cover out to her because I just didn't have the equipment. And I think I finally scrounged up some money to get like a 2011 Mac Mini. And I was able to actually record things. And I did everything kind of externally. I know a lot of people in terms of like producers, they like to record everything clean and then add the stuff later. That way, if you don't like that effect, you can redo it. But I didn't do that. I just recorded all the delay that you hear, all of like the ambience that you hear was made with my effects externally and recorded into that. So all the effects were kind of like accidental, kind of like, I don't know, they were like happy accidents. And I actually really enjoy how it came out because my whole thing was I wanted it to sound kind of empty, but also very somber, like space would be, and very kind of like ambient and trickly and whatnot.
It feels very much like so the mood in Sonic Adventure 2 is very somber after that moment. Like Sonic Adventure 2 does not end on a happy note. It ends on a very very mellow note. It feels like There's the celebratory live and learn that Sonic had playing in his head during I imagine that like literally those songs play in his head as he's fighting. Like that's how he amps himself up.
Right.
I just imagine that like the version you guys did of Live and Learn is what plays in his head as he's making his way back to the Ark, like as he's coming to terms with, oh my god, I think I just watched a man die.
Yeah, exactly. And I try to do that as well as just like the kind of formula that Emmy has always had with acoustic covers is, and this is kind of the same thing the same way I operate, which is we're not trying to recreate the song. If people want to listen to the original, they can just listen to the original. You know, like we want to bring something new to the table. That way, it's unique to us, and that's basically what I was doing with that as well. I think my favorite cover that I've worked on, Sonic wise, was definitely "Believe in Myself." That's just the one that feels the best in terms of recording equipment and like recording, I guess, like quality. That one's definitely my favorite, and Emmy sounds phenomenal on that as per usual. So the Believe in Myself, yeah, of course. And this is how we've been able to maintain a good working relationship. I compliment her, she says thank you, and that's it.
And then
there
you
we
get
go.
to do another cover.
And then I get to do another cover. Oh man, but no, it's all genuine, obviously. And I think the non-Sonic stuff that we've done, I'm a big fan of, like Dreams, which actually the thumbnail was made by Naoto Oshima, which was the first time I was like, wait, who made this? Like that was the first time I was like, Emmy, how'd you get this person to like do this? And like it was
yeah, Naoto Oshima.
Yeah, Naoto Oshima doing the thumbnail for Dreams, the Nights cover. And that one turned out great. I feel like a lot of people like that one. As well as the World With Me cover, which is the PSO song. That one is also great. Sky added this like flangery kind of chorus effect to my acoustic playing, and it definitely gave a more spacious feel to it, and it just sounds very nice. I really like that. It's been a great ride. I don't see myself ever not collaborating with Emmy. Like it's it's been fun. It's gonna keep being awesome. We have another cover in the works. We just need just one part to it, and it's already going to sound amazing. I can't wait.
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ooh, fun. And I get to actually, and this is kind of funny, I've never met Emmy in person, but that's actually going to change relatively soon. Going to go visit her in California, so that's going to be really, really fun.
Nice.
Yeah, we're having a Sonic and Tails our rap party once episode 10 drops.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun. And also, everyone in the chat, don't question it. Type in hashtag Team Trey, please.
No.
For your boy. Please, for the love of God, please.
Team what? Team what?
Team Trey.
Emmy.
Hashtag Team Trey. No, Team Trey.
It's actually Team Emmy.
No. It's Team
I've
Trey.
just typed the hashtag that people need to use in the chat. They need to type that.
Hashtag Team Trimmy.
Team Tremmy. Team Tremmy.
It's Team Emmy.
It's Team Trey. Okay, the reason why we're doing this is because me and her are like, once I visit, we're having a Sonic Adventure race, right? And Emmy's so confident that she's gonna beat me, right? But
that's because I am gonna beat you.
Okay, all right. Talk a big talk.
Come on,
I happen to be
step it
Sonic
up.
Adventure 1 professional.
Come on, step it up.
Ooh. Here's the thing though. Emmy is gonna beat me as Tails.
Yes.
No, I have no doubt about that. Emmy's gonna just beat me as Tails. That's not even a question. But everywhere else, like, bro, like, I feel like I have a good chance. Team Trey, what are y'all doing? Y'all keep fighting in Team Emmy. What the heck, dude?
Oh man,
I have a channel with 85,000 subscribers, and y'all are gonna treat me like this? Come on.
That is exactly what's happening, Trey. You've done.
Thank you for everybody hashtagging Team Emmy.
You've done your best up to this point.
Are all gonna pay.
I just like how
Welcome to the hashtag Simp Army.
Well, I'd like to see that We're really separating the men from the boys in here with the serious poo cam hashtags. Very
Oh my god.
No.
Hashtag
I-
serious.
No.
So for context for those who are here who are thankfully not familiar with my content.
You don't need to explain this much. You went to the bathroom and I was saying you need to bring your streaming equipment with you.
But it was specifically near the end of a 24-hour live stream
No,
where
that
I
you're
was
thinking
very
of,
susceptible to influence, and
No,
I
but you're
still
also-
said no.
You're also forgetting hashtag 25th hour.
I'm not forgetting. That's next.
Well, yeah, you know, next time you do a 24-hour live stream, I'm going to bring back the 25th hour. You already sound tired. You already sound sleep deprived.
don't
You
I
already
see.
started.
Hey, hold on. I see one hashtag Team Trey. Thank you, Nicholas. Cash dollar. You're amazing. I'm gonna shout out anyone who hashtag Team Trey at this point.
There you go. There you go. I basically did it.
Team Trey, the guitar apologist.
Team my husband. We've got a super chat for $5 from Frost the White Lion. I just want to say to Emmy, I've seen your Sonic and Tails art. When I got to Shadow, I loved the dark, heroic side of Shadow, and your writing captured it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. Yeah, we think that he's a hero. Like, he's an anti-hero, but he's still a hero.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I
for
always
sure.
wanted to see is, like, there's an idea I had, is that, like, they're going up against the greater threat, and Shadow encounters Infinite, and Infinite's quite a bit weaker than he was before, because no Phantom Ruby and shit. And Shadow actually reaches out and offers redemption to Infinite when everyone else kind of just thinks he's a scumbag. And in the end, Infinite goes good, and as far as Shadow's concerned, that's what Sonic did for him. He's basically paying it forward. That's what I want to see from Shadow. And
Okay. I feel like I gotta now like uphold my promise. Magic Max and one and only Danky, thank you for hashtag Team Trey. Chaos Quartz, thank you, Team Trey. Austin, thank you.
Hashtag Tina Fey.
The evil Delic, hashtag Team
Oh,
Trey.
come
thank you.
Did you
on.
really just say Delic?
No.
Did you say
Really?
Delic?
Delic?
Come on, we get it's not.
Trey.
We get it's not an American
This
thing,
man's
but
in here every
Delic?
week.
Every
I'm
week,
sorry.
and you still
Look,
make
I
these
keep-
mistakes.
What the fuck is your
I'm so
problem,
sorry.
Trey?
I'm so sorry. What? How do you
Fuck
pronounce
you.
it then?
I hate you.
Dalek.
It's
Dalek.
pronounced.
It's
It's
a
pronounced
Dalek.
Dalek.
You ever seen Doctor
Dalek,
Who?
evil Dalek. Oh,
Oh my
yes,
God.
I have. Okay, it's been a little bit.
I mean, it is
actually
oddly
used to be-
specific.
Apparently,
considering
it was in
they're all
another
evil, but, like,
fucking lifetime. Jesus Christ!
Oh my god.
fucking Delic.
A fucking lifetime where you wore more.
How many
green.
times have I made this mistake? All right, let me see.
Enough?
Hashtag
Enough?
Delic.
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 I'm gonna delicate you some fucking.
Oh,
Suris, finish the sentence.
quick
Come on, what are you
point.
gonna say? What are you gonna say? Finish the
so-
sentence.
Finish the sentence. No,
Finish
I
it.
can't.
Finish
Solid.
it.
I can't.
okay.
You're gonna have sentence
Okay.
blue balls now for the rest of the stream.
Oh my god.
Actually, I was neutered, so blue, nothing.
Then you're fine. You don't need me to finish the sentence. You're okay.
I had to get neutered after the second meeting.
Not
So let
untrue.
me revive. Let me set this straight. The evil Dalek.
There
right?
you go.
Thank you. My God, I didn't know I was going to be bombarded with the
Dalek.
Dalek versus Dalek pronunciation.
Delic.
Deli.
Well, how do
Jesus.
you even get like it's a D and then an A? Not
For
an
some
E.
reason, my mind went to like Dale.
I
The evil Dale K.
Dale K.
Dalek.
Oh my god.
The evil Dale.
Dalek lollipops.
You forget like where I'm from. Like
No,
it's
I
just-
don't forget where you're from.
I was
can
unaware
drive
you
to
didn't
your
have
house.
TV in the United
true.
States.
That's true.
Man, I don't
It's so
even
weird,
like. I don't even like Doctor Who like that, and I know this.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I would still talk about this. How long has it been? Let me see.
All right,
And,
Look,
and
this
Emmy,
will-
you work with this man?
Who, Trey? Never heard of him.
We'll get it all back on track.
Oh man, I'm a
This
step
is-
drone, and this is what I get. Come on.
It's a
This is-
noble's sacrifice.
Yep.
This is
Oh.
derailed, so like we'll get it back on track, and I'll just say I think we can all agree that
Mm.
Sonic is shit.
Yes. I hate Sonic, actually. I don't even know why I'm here
Yeah.
every week.
I don't know why you made that Hydrockety cover.
Yeah, the Hydro City. It's Hydro City, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know.
But it could still be hydrosity if you think, because it's like a pun,
But
like
it's not, though.
hydrovelocity.
It's not.
It could
It
all-
could
but,
be kind of like
I
an
think it's
abbreviation
There's
of
no other stage that has a pun in it.
I
Like,
think
hydrovelocity.
it's-
Well, there is. Like, I mean, Death Egg
Huh.
is a shitty attempt at a pun. Like,
no, it's not. What does Death
No,
Egg have a pun
that's
to
not
be?
that's not a pun. That's like
That's a reference.
That's
That's a
a
reference.
very half-ass attempt at dodging like
copyright.
Copyright?
yeah, copyright infringement.
okay. Well, you get what I'm saying. And actually, no, there is a pun. Fucking the dessert level in Lost World.
We're talking
Lost
about
World
Sonic
doesn't count.
3.
Lost World just doesn't count.
The
all right?
point I'm
Like,
making is you do get some pun Sonic levels.
Nobody
like,
said
Yeah.
that you didn't. We just said that the one you pointed out was wrong.
Not in Sonic 3.
Here's the
You
thing.
can't
I
rule
think- I
out. You
think we can
can't
all
rule
agree
it
on this.
out that it could
we-
be just a quick hydro velocity. Like, it makes sense.
You can't rule out Hydrockety either.
Yeah, or Hydro Titty. All right, so it could all be a thing.
Hydro
Hydro
will- I-
shitty.
No.
I will say, Sonic games are literally just great music albums with games attached to them.
I
That I
mean,
can agree. I can agree with that.
Suris Poohcam.
Yeah. Emmy, how do you feel?
they are the Daft Punk of video games.
Feeling good.
Feeling good? Okay, cool. Have you enjoyed your time here at Sunset City?
Yeah, I have. Thank you guys so much for having me on here.
I am
Yeah,
so
for
sorry
sure.
you've been subjected.
It was
to
our
this place.
pleasure. Did anyone tell you that life was gonna be this way?
I'm...
Oh,
Does that
Lord.
make does that make us all friends, Pup?
I'd like
Yeah.
to think so.
I think so. I think the friends were the friends we made along the way.
That is true. That is very true.
Serious, for fuck's sake, I'm gonna stick my bare foot in a bucket of cold water and kick you across the face with it as the ultimate sign of disrespect.
What is these oddly specific threats?
What does that mean?
I just feel like it's. I just feel like a kick in the face is more disrespectful if it's done with a wet bare foot.
You know what? That
So, with all of that said,
Mhm.
everybody, do you want to plug your content? Emmy, would you like? Where can these people find your content?
Sure. It'll be on my YouTube channel, Emmy. You can also follow me on Twitter at the Emmy. I'm also on Instagram at the Emmy, and I'm pretty sure that is all where I'm at.
Oh, TikTok?
I might struggle.
Oh,
to
I
keep
have a
up with
TikTok,
that.
but it's pretty useless.
And
but
on
it's
Twitch.
the Emmy. Oh yeah, I'm on Twitch. That's a good. They know better than I do. Yeah, it's at the Emmy. Thank you. If you want to follow me on Twitch, I also stream sometimes. Thank you.
Sweet.
All right. Pup, where can we find you?
If you look deep down in your heart, ultimately,
I already
I'll
opened
be
my
there.
heart for Crush 40. Try again.
yeah, I escaped. Well, anywho,
From the city.
my name is Channel. My name is Channel Pup. I make shit, and you can check it out on my YouTube channel. That's my main thing, but I also post really disgusting stuff on Twitter, so you might want to go there too.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of other crap, but I don't think anyone gives a shit, so I'm just gonna move along. There's a patron. Okay, that's the important one. So yeah, let's pass it along. Let's pass the speaking panda to our boy, the train apologist.
The train headed for Sunset City.
You can.
The train apologist.
You can.
Ow! Stopped my toe.
You can find my content on my main channel, which is Trey Nobles. I do a lot of just like Sonic covers and whatnot. Also do a lot of work with Emmy as well in terms of like acoustic covers and Sonic and Tails R, which I'm excited for episode 9. That's going to be sick. Also, my secondary channel is the Game Apologist. I just broke 85,000 subscribers, and I do Sonic speed reading and just covered Minecraft Sonic. So y'all should check that out as well. Thank you
Where's the
Uh,
Mobius
saw that.
Unleashed
You did a
episode
good
of
job on
Sonic
that.
speed reading?
Thank you. Yeah, actually, I shouted out myself in that video, which was odd enough, but wanted to make sure that I got that out of the way.
Very
Um,
narcissistic.
yeah, it was. Yeah.
I thought I was bad.
Well, it turns out that
Yeah.
Trey's got you beat. Back to the kennel,
Mhm.
pup.
Trey,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
so fucking old, man. You're so old.
Yeah, I'm so old.
You're
I've been here
literally
since the eighth.
30.
Why do you think I like dinosaurs? I was literally there. I was.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm gonna choke. Give me a second.
So pass it
God.
along, Suris.
Yeah.
Where can people find your stuff?
Sure. If you want to check out my main channel, I talk about social issues there and philosophy. That is Suris. If you care about video game stuff, which you probably care about that more if you're over on this side of YouTube, you can find me over on NekoSuris. And if you like live streams, you can find me at NekoSuris over on Twitch as well, where I typically take armies of random cult people. I don't know how I got them, but I throw them at Wayne sometimes.
Sweet.
But those are all the places you can find me in, and I've got a handful of projects that I'm in the middle of. I'm in the middle of trying to revive the NekoSuris gaming channel right now, since I haven't. I would make like one video for it, and then 3 months later I would make another one, maybe, if I was super lucky. I think I finally figured out a way to actually produce episodes on there. Now I'm releasing 3 episodes a day. God damn, fuck my life.
Man, wow.
Shoot
You're doing some
me!
good work, though. You're doing some good work. Is that everything?
Yeah, I will just hand it over to Wayne. Sanity, please. Take us back to sanity.
Hi, I'm Wayne. You can find me at WayneIsBoss on YouTube and Twitter and Twitch. Those are kind of where I mostly am. I'm actually streaming on Twitch again. Thank you again, Suris, for the fun little raid the other night. I'm trying to pick up some old Spider-Man games, although to be perfectly honest, I'm kind of going back and forth on whether or not that's going to be put on hold for the time being, considering how many of those were published by Activision. But I'm kind of I'm half and half on that right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure how I want to handle that just yet, because I'm like, it's so long ago, and it's not really connected to anything they're benefiting from now, but at the same time, I'm sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent here. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch a lot more often. I'm working on a lot of stuff for YouTube. I got slowed down a little bit, mostly just because I'm working on a lot of projects right now. One in particular, I can't really share yet, but I'm super excited about, and I'm hoping to share that in October if it actually goes through. And the next video I'm going to be releasing should be my review of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, so you can find it there.
Sweet. Heck yeah. All right.
So,
Well, I guess that's everything.
Actually, no, because you're playing us out as you often do, Trey. But do you remember that song that you like to sing at the end of every episode that you often sing? The song, it kind of goes like praise pup, it's kind of like
Oh
I
my
don't recall,
gosh.
actually.
it's a real
But-
tearjerker.
Thank
like,
you,
honestly,
everyone, for tuning into another episode of Sunset City. If you haven't already, please subscribe to both Trey and also Emmy. A link to Emmy's channel is in the description, and Trey's Game Apologist channel is also in the description.
Thank you.
Thank you all
Appreciate
for
it.
coming out today, and we will see you all later. The sun has set on this conversation. Thank God.